It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? It's a neighborly day in this beauty wood, a neighborly day for a beauty. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I have always wanted to have a neighbor just like you. I've always wanted to live in a neighborhood with you. So let's make the most of this beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well say, would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Won't you please? Won't you please? Please won't you be my neighbor? Welcome to this neighborhood, neighbor.
All right, what's up, Migo like geeks and freaks? Let me change the background to this. Something a little more dynamic. There we go. Here's Maximus jumping in. What is up, Maximus?
Nothing. What's going on, my brother?
Wow, your fucking mic is fantastic. Like the last time we did the podcast, what'd you do different?
Nothing.
It's awesome. It's literally awesome.
Oh, no, I don't know why it messes up.
No, it sounds great.
I think it's bouncing off of somebody else or something because
somebody else's machine. Yeah, when we did so Max and Rich Hurley or Dr. Durant, as you might know him, and I do we do some of the segments for Star Pod Logs, Nayron and Kavora's Star Pod Logs, Star Pod Trek. We do some of the podcasts in there. If you haven't listened to them, you should. I have to kill that light. Hold on, that light's a nightmare. There we go. We do the podcast, and they're pretty funny. I think I actually go back and listen to them. And I'm like, wow, we're actually pretty funny in there. They're good. So,
yeah, you got to send me a copy of the last one that we did.
Oh, I can give you access to the thing on YouTube. I just hide it from people so that they don't listen to it before they post it, but I can give you access to it so you can actually hear it. You can see the whole thing. Right? But we do a video, so the cool thing is you do the video, and when they release, I forgot to release the other ones that we did after they put them on Star Pod Log. So
the last one that we did that's been posted is the Beastmaster one, right?
I think that's correct. Yeah, I'm trying to get the right thing. This one. Yeah, I think it was the Beastmaster one. I think you're right. You're right.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I mean, following along Starlog magazine from 1982, I think we're into right now. Last I checked, we'll actually be going into 1983 here shortly.
Max has actually become a collector of Starlog magazine since we started doing it. And I always say this, it cracks me up because, I don't know, Max, was it a year ago? I think maybe we said, hey, you guys should do lives. And Max like, I don't do any of that stuff. And then Max, everybody knows Max now because he does a ton of lives. He does the podcast. You do a lot of stuff now, which is really cool. It's a lot of cool. I think.
Yeah. Well, the podcasts are a lot of fun. I mean, as far as the lives go,
yeah.
I got to be honest. The main reason it's just kind of like I did it for two reasons basically. One, it's a check it off the bucket list kind of a thing.
There you go.
Right?
There you go.
Just hey, I've never done this. Let me give it a whack.
Right.
Secondly, I kind of did it because I didn't think. First off, I didn't think I was going to be very good at it, and I figured, well, if other people watch them, that they'd be more motivated to say, hey, I can do that. If that dumbass can do it, I mean, yeah, I can do it. So because I enjoy seeing them, I enjoy when people share their collections, and as for me, I mean, I'm pretty Batman adjacent, but I mean, I collect other things as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I got a big collection of Gabriel Lone Ranger in there.
I thought you sold off a bunch of that stuff. You said you sold.
I did, but I'm kind of goofy in the fact that I have
still keep some of it.
I have, yeah. I sold and traded away a bunch of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I sold some stuff to John Arocena bought some stuff.
Yep.
I traded some stuff with Brian Sanchez, but I
Who?
still
Who?
yeah,
Sanchez? I thought we kicked him out years ago. That fucking guy. Didn't we?
Well,
kick
it
him
must
out
have been.
in 61?
It must have been before we. It must have been before we kicked him out. And
Poor
yeah.
Sanchez.
So
We love him. I don't know where he is. I don't know where Hurley is, but I think what they like to do is they like to say like, all right, we'll all go on at 11, but what we're gonna do is put Lou up there and we'll show up late and see if we can make him squirm. But like you just get up here and you just kind of stream. You just talk about whatever the fuck, right?
Sure, why not? I mean, well, for me, I was in here. I have a lot of rearranging and rearranging going on
again.
Well, still, no, I had to put it on hold because I've got a bunch of stuff going on. A bunch of home.
Oh, that's right. You got
remodeling upgrades and stuff.
I forgot you got the
remodeling. Yeah, so yeah, we did flooring. So a lot of when you're doing flooring, everything has to be moved, right? So all the knickknacks, tchotchkes, any of the smaller furniture and tables and stuff that we could move, we brought downstairs, and so I've had nowhere to I was started in the process. Yeah, well, what I like to do is take stuff out of the room, repackage and go through, and I didn't have that space. But even though, so I mean, I've got tubs of stuff, getting ready to go into storage so that I can bring other things in, and I want to take some stuff down and redo some stuff. But I kind of put that all on hold right now as life gets in the way,
Oh, 100%. I'm always worried about putting in storage because I hear the horror stories between the thefts, which I don't know how they steal. Somehow they always break in and steal, or the mice get in it. I guess that happens anywhere, but
Hey, look, it's Tony May. Hi, Tony May.
Here, Tony May's chilling. Yeah. Max, this is
I don't.
Go ahead.
By storage, I don't mean I'm taking it somewhere off my property.
Oh,
I mean I got a storage shed out there. I've got my pole barn. I just set up a bunch of new shelves.
Nice.
In the pole barn, and I gotta pick up more tubs. I pick up like 6 or 8 of them at a time, and then
Max, can you describe the pole barn to our East Coasters that don't know what the fuck a pole barn is? I know you told me
pole barn. Mine, okay. The term pole barn is kind of used a little bit more general than it really is. But originally, a pole barn, when you hear the term pole barn, if somebody has an actual pole barn, what it is they were that term came out when people started building, barns and storage, and they literally used poles. They put poles, posts like telephone poles or whatever in the ground as the main supports, and then they built the frames. That's what they used to build the frames, and they put the roofs on them and stuff. And a lot of pole barns don't have sides, or maybe one side is completely wide open. It's place to park tractors or whatever. But when they were doing that, 20s and 30s, I mean those poles were readily available and they were fairly cheap. Some people would just use pine trees and cut them off, cut all the branches off, cut them to size, and that's what they used, or whatever trees. And, so they're just basically a post or pole. And now mine is not a true pole barn because it was actually a metal garage. I mean, mine has a cement floor, and, it's built with, 4x4s, 2x4s,
I thought they were pole barns because they were Polish. That's
Well, I am, but so yeah, I guess now it's even more because I do have that German, Polish, Slovak, Gypsy, whatever the hell it is. I'll call it a Gypsy barn. How about that?
That's all right. I did get you. I did get the things tonight. I didn't even. It's not opened. Still got the thing in for the battery if you still want it. I had 2 left and I bought them both. So if you want them, that's the flash bucket. That's the popcorn.
Yeah.
Insidious tonight. And they're like, and I saw them like, do you have any more of those flash buckets? She's like, we have 2 left. I'm like, can I buy them? And she's like, Yeah, why not? I'm like, I don't know. Why are there two left? She's like, oh, sometimes the employees take them and put them to the side. And I'm like, oh, no. I'm like, let me buy those. So she sold them to me. And I'm like, all right. I said, there's probably somebody who wants one somewhere. If not, they're going in with the rest of the stuff, you know?
Yeah. No, I appreciate it, you know, because
no worries.
I still have not seen the movie. And now, yeah, I missed it. You know, I mean, I've been so busy. I mean, opening weekend was what, Father's Day weekend?
Yeah, isn't it going to be on like HBO in like a week or something or some shit like
It'll
that?
be on somewhere, but I won't
think you're
watch
going
it
to
on
love it.
HBO. I won't watch it. I'll have to buy it.
I
Right
think
now, the closest theater that to me that has it is an hour away. It's down in Baraboo.
holy shit. Like you really live out far because like the movie theater for me is I can I don't live in a big town. I live in a big town, but it's very like where I live. It's kind of remote. There's farms and then a house with
Mm.
4 acres or 2 acres. But the movie theater is 5 minutes down the road this way. There used to be one 2 minutes down the road. The COVID hit, fucked everything up. As a matter of fact, there was a great movie theater. They only had like 5 of them in the country. And the cool thing was like so if you wanted to get opening day like fucking Avengers or Star Wars, you got to buy tickets a month in advance for AMC, right? This place, you could walk in the door 5 minutes before the movie. Place was brand new, clean. Yeah, fucking the best seats in the house. It was fantastic. It never filled up, and
Yeah.
COVID kind of made it worse. But it was great, man. I loved it. I'm like, it's fine. And the funny thing is, they had no marquee, so there was no sign. It was so far back from the road and behind all these buildings. Unless you knew it was there, they didn't
Oh,
advertise. I pulled up.
they
I'm like,
didn't even have a lighted sign up toward the road.
nope. And it was because it's back. And I remember that when I saw it, I'm like, they're building a movie theater. I'm like, so I see kids standing outside in like what they call it, the usher outfit. I said, when are you guys going to open? He goes, today's actually our first day. I go, can we go in? He's like, yeah, this is our first movie. So what do you got? He's like, well, come on in. You can see. So you go in and everything was modern inside. They did start to put the posters on the outside of the building, but that was it. I walked in. I'm like, this place is fucking beautiful. It's brand new. It had the best. They had what they called the escape theaters, and they were like, it was amazing, Max. Like they were true stadium seating. They used to do this demos when you're listening where it sounded like a plane flew over and you're going, and you can hear this and you hear the water pitter when it's raining. It was crazy. And I'm like, this is the greatest movie theater ever. You don't have to buy tickets in advance. You don't have to fight for seats. AMC had to fight for seats, and they redid that AMC I'm in like 2 years ago, and it's already a shithole. The seats already destroyed. I mean, everything's a mess. Half the seats are broken. I'm like, you got nerve charging for $20 for a fucking ticket, and then delivering this shit. But they do have good promos. I'll give them that. They have the Batman.
How many screens were at that theater? The first one you were talking about.
There were so they had. I think it was 15 plus the 2 extreme theaters, and the extreme were like, if you want when Avengers came out, like Endgame, you would go to those theaters to see it, or Star Wars, right? Because they were just you paid I think $1 or $2 more for them, but they were so worth it. I mean, they were so cool. Like we rent out AMC for my company for customers, and we show movies for free, but you can only show the movies at AMC showing. So you pick ones. All right, Avengers. So we do it then. At this extreme, you could go in and show anything you want. You could bring a DVD in of fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1994. As long as it played in the machine, they'd play it for you. And then you have what they give you was like $240, and you could have. They tell you no more than 20 people, which was not really the truth. You could fill it with whoever you want. As long as you're buying food, they didn't care. And you could do whatever you want in the theater. You could run around and dance. They don't give a shit. So for like $240, you got the theater for 3 hours. I mean, it was great for Amanda's birthday. We just packed their friends in and family, parents relaxed. Kids got to see a movie. They brought the food. You could bring your own food in. And then whatever.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It was crazy. Like this is the greatest place ever. It's fucking Disneyland. I'm like, this is awesome. And so, yeah, but they shut down because of COVID, kind of fucked them.
It's. I mean, for it's too bad. I mean, how many things that happened to, but like for me, as far as we were talking about the movie theaters, and now for me, the closest movie theater for me is about 30 or 35-minute drive.
Is that because it's 10 miles an hour, or is it because it's like 30 miles away?
That's 70 miles an hour. That's up the freeway. Yeah, that's
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a pretty good distance for me. There's so where I am, I'm in a small town, I mean, a matter of fact, I'm not even in the town. I'm in a township that's like unincorporated because I guess squirrels, raccoons,
Oh, yeah.
wolves and bears, they're not voters, so they don't count. But yeah, I'm really pretty remote where I live. I mean, for me to go, I mean, it takes me just a couple minutes to get out onto the highway this would be
Right.
the Miss 55.
Right.
And it takes me the closest grocery store is like a 20-minute drive from where I am.
How do you get ice cream in the summer? How do you get fucking ice cream? You bring like a cooler in your car?
If I'm going to buy, yeah, what I do is yep, I sure.
Oh, sorry. I'm like trying to bring up the chat on the Facebook because I know there's people typing. So I have to turn it down because they don't put the goddamn thing in because Facebook requires you to give it permission to allow them to chat in any outside app. Yeah, because they could be held liable if you put something. So yeah, they're just like ridiculous. So I'm just trying to bring that up. But so yeah, so how do you get ice cream home if you're 20 minutes away in the heat? Like I know it gets hot there.
Well, what we do is I actually have a cooler bag. And here, shameless promo. I'm going to give a shameless promo right here. Shameless promo alert. There's a company called 31 or My 31, and they do all kinds of different bags, totes, carriers. And a good friend of my wife that has 31. You know, it's kind of one of those like Tupperware used to be, where they have home parties and you go to a distributor like Mary Kay or whatever those other things are.
Right.
So we have a cooler bag. It's a thermal insulated bags that we put cold packs in them.
Right.
And that's how we go to the grocery store. So when I'm going to buy milk, cheese, lunch meat, all of those things.
Right.
So we have the thermal bag with us.
So you take this with you to the store, but you get plastic bags there. Like they ban bags. So even now we're not allowed plastic bags in Jersey unless you bring them yourself. And here's the best part. So they don't give out plastic bags, so they start going back to paper. Yeah. So you know what they do now?
Here, I'll mail you a whole bunch.
I know. I love when you guys send me shit because then I get all these bags. Would you like a bag for 50 cents? What, a paper bag? Shouldn't be giving that shit out for free. The plastic ones for free. Yeah, no, we charge for them now. It's just another opportunity to like do it. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodwill here stopped giving out bags.
Really? They're not even nonprofit. They're not even a nonprofit company. Everybody.
They stopped. You can buy a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can buy a bag.
And but they don't give them out anymore. And it's like, what is this? Like 100 of these for 2 cents. I mean, to make, really? I mean, I don't know.
Probably not even. And probably not even.
But yeah, we have actually I know you probably have them by you, but you have like Aldi's and stuff like that. Well, the grocery stores.
Aldi, we have Lidl, we have Aldi. Aldi actually, I'm gonna say this about Aldi. We went to Aldi because our Aldi was originally like wicked ghetto. Like everything was on the floor, and then they must have made a decent amount of money because they stepped it up. So now it's like a regular supermarket. It's kind of boutique. But I'm gonna say by us, the fruit is horrible. Like every time you go for strawberries, they have mold on them. I'm like, how can you leave these out? They're full of mold. Like strawberries, they're all moldy. I'm like, how do you not bring these in? Like, how come Walmart can deliver them without mold and you guys? I don't think they have a good refrigeration program or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's pretty bad.
But there's kind of stores where they don't have bags. Use the box.
Oh yeah, whatever. That's all right.
Yeah. That's. I mean, that going in, and we have a chain. Do you have them by you? It's called Save a Lot.
No, I think they have. Okay. Wait, is that Savers or that's different?
No, I don't know who owns them, but it's SAV -A -lot, right?
Okay.
It's but anyway, they had one when I was living in Milwaukee. They had one not far from us, and we went in there. A lot of the like what you call like generic brands or whatever that you don't recognize the brand names. So when we first started going there, you do save a lot of money. I'm not lying,
Yeah.
But they don't bag either, but you could buy these bags. But these bags that they have are that you would buy. I mean, you could buy these cheapy ones like this, or you could buy these bigger ones that were thicker. thicker plastic, and you reuse them. So whenever we go to Save-A-Lot, we'd pick up a couple bags, and then if once we had it hit the point where we had enough of them, we just kept those in the car. So when we go to Save-A-Lot, we'd bring our bags with us, or else they had boxes like at the end of the checkout. You could stack stuff into the boxes, and whatever. So we did that, but where was I going with that? I don't know. But here we still do use the plastic bags for the most part.
They don't let us do any of that shit. We don't get any of that crap. Nothing. Now they're selling you paper bags, and some of the bags are okay. Like if you go to like Lidl was selling these 10 cents, you get this giant plastic bag that was like you could carry a truck in it. It was so strong,
Yeah, that's how the Save-A-Lot bags were. I still have them. I still have some in the car. Matter of fact, I was glad I did, because yesterday or the other day when I went to Walmart,
right?
I went and bought. I just grabbed a bag of bird seed.
Yeah.
And when I was putting it in the car, I ripped the bag of bird seed open. And it started spilling bird seed. It like a slice So I'm holding it like this, and
Max's car is full of birds eating out of the back seat.
Right, so I'm holding it. My wife grabs one of the. She repacks some stuff from the plastic bags that we got from Walmart, so I can put this into a bag. So I put it in the bag, and I'm grabbing it. Boom! The bottom fell out of this bag. So now I was like, I had bird seed flying all over the place, but I happen to have some of the old Save-A-Lot bags, so I grabbed one of those. I said, screw the Walmart bag. You just put it in the Save-A-Lot bag.
You know what cracks me up is, I don't know how it is around you, but around here, and I'm getting like so up, but like even going like to the store, even to Walmart, they charge you $1.25 for a little. Walmart's the worst. They've like doubled their prices, like $1.25 for a little bag, which doesn't hold shit. And you got to check yourself out. I'm like, why am I paying more, doing all the work, right? Then they stand over you like you're stealing it, right? And if you pass something by the scanner by accident and it doesn't, if it scans twice, nobody's around to help you. But if you accidentally miss it, the fucking alarm goes off and like everybody's swarming on you. It's like, it's a fucking stick of butter, bro. I'm like, I'm not stealing a stick of butter. You know what I mean? It's so stupid.
Look, I don't work here. Why don't you hire somebody? I very, very rarely will go through the self-checkout at any store.
Right.
I rarely do. Now, most of the places, they're putting more and more of those self-checkouts and fewer, like they have 15 registers and 2 will be open.
Right.
Like by us, they have the self-checkouts on either side of the regular registers. And they might have, like I said, like 15 regular registers. 2 of them will be open. And then they have the self-checkout where you got to go through the little ropey thing. Then there's like 6 of them. And then there's like 5 people doing exactly what you're talking about, hovering on you.
What I don't
why don't you 5 fuckers go over there and open up a goddamn register?
Exactly.
Instead of standing here, because there's 7 machines. Now 5 people are standing around watching 7 machines. If you just open up 5 more aisles on either end, there's 5 on that end. That's 10. There's 10 registers. Just scan it.
They redid all the Walmarts by me. They have 20 fucking registers. I've never seen more in my life, more than 3. And I'm talking about registers where people stand at. I'm like, why do you waste your money putting this shit up? I don't get it. Makes no sense. I'm trying to get the link from this guy so people, when they chat, we could see it, because there's a shitload of people that are typing at you. Why no comments? I'm seeing. Well, you guys can see comments if you're on Facebook. Max and I can't see them in the chat because we're not watching it on Facebook. We're watching it through the app. So if you're not in the app, if you don't permit in the app, remember once in a while I'd hold a thing up and go, here, you have to click this. Facebook.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it. The guy's actually telling me where it is. I'm waiting for him. But unfortunately, the guys that do that do all the support on this, they're all in like, I don't know where they are, Pakistan.
India.
Yeah, you have to like explain it 12 times. Bro, just give me the link so they can activate it in Facebook. Oh, okay. Tell your users to go to your link and watch your video. I'm like, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for the link for the chat. Oh, they drive me like crazy.
Yeah, let me see it. Maybe I can find it, because I know I have
somewhere, and it used to be. Oh, here it is. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah, here we go.
It's something that you got to put the.
Yeah, and it used to be here. All right.
Yeah.
And then they took it. I don't know why it's not in here. Like I used to be able to see that right in here when I'm doing it. All right, Dan, let me get you out of the way. Okay, let's go here. And we're going to go here. All right, bro, you go down. All right, I'm going to post it in here. So if you guys want Max and I to be able to see your chats, then you guys actually have to, yeah, because it should be showing up in here. You guys actually have to do this in your browser because Facebook sucks. And I hope Elon Musk beats the hell out of Zuckerberg. Come on, dude. Tell me it's not going to type. Oh, my God. It's not going to type. I feel like, you know what I feel like I'm doing? I feel like I'm doing a Amigo Core chat right now. So it's chat.restream.io/FB for Facebook. I'll have to write it down. Let me write it down for these guys. It's probably a little bit easier.
It'll be like old school where we used to do like
cool.
See, and my stuff all comes in backwards. Because I don't know why. Because I'm on a tablet, so that's why I'm.
Oh, yeah, tablet. So isn't there a mirror function on that, or no? There's no mirror function for that. No.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought that. Yeah, because that's backwards. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought there was a mirror function. I'm in IT and I don't know any of this shit, Max. I really don't. This is like, go into your computers. I'm like, yeah, but this is not the shit that I do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't do any of this crap. All right, so let's get rid of this. This is like so annoying. Goodbye. Okay, so I'm gonna write it so people can see it, and I've used to hold this up every single time. Let's chat. So what happens is Facebook doesn't allow you for us to see it unless you tell Facebook by going to, let's see if this shows up. Chat.restream.io/FB for fuck Bob or Facebook. And then you have to go there. And then it says, do you want Facebook to allow you to be able to post and restream? And then you go, yes. I hope that was effective, my little mimicking. And then so when you do that, it's good. So like right now I see George Cairns is posting.
I think I saw Tom Sawyer out there and Johnny Shedrick.
Yeah, and these guys you guys gotta go there. Georgie K. Who else is there? I'm kind of looking at both and doing so. Let me say this: if fucking Tony May figured it out, you guys should be able to figure it out because Tony May claims he doesn't know shit about computers, and clearly Tony May's got his shit going on because he got it.
Tony's brilliant. Don't let him fool you.
Dude, his shit's crazy. I was actually when I was rearranging, and I have my Tony May altar shelf, if you will. All the Tony May stuff is on. And I forgot he had done some like drawings and paintings and shit. And I forgot I had them. I had them over there. So I'm actually going to be posting them around here. I'm looking for room. It's been this was his.
That's one of the things that's going to happen in here. I got right now. I have a couple. Tony has sent me some a couple of his prints of some stuff, and right now I have 2 Tony May artwork pieces up. I have the one, the character with, it's my character with the Adam West and the Michael Keaton Batman. So I'm standing there and I got the funny Batman ears on.
Tony has got some wicked ass talent. I don't know. Like I think I asked Tony. Well, he can answer. I think I said, Tony, did you go to like art school or something? I think he said no. It's just natural talent. I'm like, dude, like I'll draw you a picture, and I'm not joking. This is about what I can draw. Like, that's about it. It's a fucking stick.
So Tony, you can read this Batman correctly.
You're on my screen here. I see you backwards. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I see it backwards too. So I am a backwards boy.
I don't know where the fuck Hurley is. Hurley's like, he's supposed to be here. I think he's trying to be funny, or he's maybe he's making dinner at 11 o'clock at night, or he fell asleep probably. I know Martin will like do his thing where he pops in but doesn't put his video on, and then he like disappears, and then he comes back, and then he disappears, and then he comes back. Hold on, I'm gonna see. I'm trying to do. So yeah, I don't know how people draw. I really don't. I don't know how they do it. I don't understand the whole process of being able to draw. I was trying to. No, see, I can't do it. I was trying to do you, Max. It's not gonna do work. It's just not gonna work. Can someone type that shit in chat? It's Buck. I'm gonna read it to you. Ready? Let's go real slow, everybody. It's H as in HTTPS : two backslashes chat CHAT.restream. So stream like in a river,
like don't cross the streams.
Like don't cross the stream with re in front of it. Like send it again. .io for ignorant others /FB for Facebook. There we go. Thomas is asking what's going on with PowerCon. Rich Hurley is in a basement building a Frankenstein. Tony, man, you're probably right. He probably is building a Frankenstein. What's going on with PowerCon? Max, you're heading to PowerCon, aren't you? Aren't you saying at the Amigo table this year?
I am not going to make it. Unfortunately, I have other commitments. It happens that that weekend there's a really cool event that takes place here in Wisconsin. Some friends of mine live in a little town. Would be east of me, called Seymour, Wisconsin, and they have the Seymour Hamburger Festival, and it's a big deal. I love hamburgers. And they have hot air balloons, a bunch of hot air balloons and stuff. So we were talking about the pictures they always send are just amazing. So, and they live right across the road from where this park is.
Do you go in the balloons? Did you ever go in one?
Huh?
Did you ever go in the balloon?
I'm not going on one, but I'll check them out.
It's basically those things haven't evolved since like 1731. There's some fucking balloon with hot air in it that can burn it up and a bunch of sandbags. Fuck that. I'm like, how do you steer that thing? Oh, you're just kind of fuck that. No way.
No, I'll look at them because they're cool looking.
They're cool.
Yeah. Starbuck, yes. Now I can see you.
Hey, Buck made it happen.
And you're right, Tony May. It is Seymour butts, Seymour asses. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting my fill. So these friends of mine that I know they have a campsite. They have a permanent campsite here in town. I met them at the brew pub, and we're good friends with them. So when they come into town, we visit with them. They come and visit with us. So they've invited us to go and spend the weekend with them and we'll do the hamburger fest and hang out and drink old fashions and beer and
Max, you're a very, very, I'm typing it now for those who are mentally challenged. I just put it in the chat. So you get along with everybody. I think that's part of why you're a good Santa. I think that's why you're a good Santa. Are you doing Santa again this year?
I am.
You are doing Santa? That's awesome. People don't know Max does Santa. And you just like do it because
it's fun and it's cool.
It's a good heart.
Yeah, I mean, I started a long time ago. I used to tell my wife, I said, one of these things on my bucket list was to play Santa. And my wife looked at me because I kid around a lot. Yeah. So she thought I was joking. And at the time, I still had dark hair. I mean, I had dark brown hair and dark. I was going to say,
was this like recent, or was this when you were younger with dark hair?
I had dark hair. She, and at that time, I weighed all of 170 pounds. Dark hair, dark beard. And
was this when you had the cowboy boots and hat and shit?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. Max was a cowboy before. Let's just clarify.
Yep. Yeah. She thought I was joking until she started seeing me looking up Santa Claus school and stuff, and she was like,
"What? Get out of here! What the hell, Santa Claus school?"
There's a couple of them.
Where?
I haven't gone. There's one in Michigan. There's another one in I think Colorado. I would probably go to the one in Michigan.
How many classes does it take to learn to be Santa Claus? I'm pretty sure by the time you grow up, you know everything you need.
Well, you do learn a lot about the mannerisms, and because kids will ask you crazy stuff, so it's how to respond,
Actually, I gotta say, you don't want to fuck up a kid by giving the wrong response.
Right,
you can't have it.
Yeah, and so how to answer questions and stuff, and how to wear and you also make contacts with other people, for professional costuming and you know, and all that stuff. Now, keep in mind now, the Santa schools are designed a lot also for the business end, because there are people that do it and get paid. You know, for me, I just fake it till I make it. That's what I've been doing.
Where'd you
So
get your suit? Do you have like a? Do you have like a? I'm assuming you have like a high quality suit, not like the $10
I
Christmas
have a
suits.
pretty good. I've got a couple of different suits. I have a couple of
Mm.
suits. I have one that I'll wear mostly for indoor
Right.
events, because I don't want to sweat to death, you know. And I have another one that is thicker, more plush, that I wear for the outdoor parades and stuff. Also, I have my wife is gonna
She does
make.
Mrs. Claus. She does Mrs.
My
Claus.
wife does Mrs. Claus. Yeah,
That's
she
awesome.
just started. She just started that with me a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
She
so
probably. I
yeah,
imagine your wife loves it. She seems to be a really good person.
yeah. My wife is a good sport. You know, um you know, so she supports me in all this. Like I said, she's gonna. We went out and got a bunch of fabric and stuff. She's gonna
Yeah.
make me another suit.
No shit.
Um, and now the ones that I have right now are more the Coca-Cola style Santa Claus
Yeah.
suit, the traditional what you
Yeah.
see.
You're right.
But I want to do one with a longer coat.
Oh,
I
you
want to
want the
incorporate.
old school long ass coat type. Oh
Right.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I, you know,
That's old
so
school. That's
yeah,
like
and
down to your. That's not like down to your like almost down to your ankles suit, isn't it? Or down?
I just want one to come down just below my knees.
Yeah, to your knees because
Yeah,
the other ones are
or
short. Yeah.
yeah, you know, and do the vest and the, you know, poofy shirt and suspenders and all that and the
That's
bells and
awesome.
but yeah, so you know, and I've looked at buying, you know, more suits now. See now, and because I don't collect a fee. I mean, I did 10 appearances last year, and
Holy shit.
I collect zero. You know, now other people would
But
have,
you're giving a lot, Max. You know that, right?
you know, and I'm
Yeah.
getting a lot back.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You get paid in
So
other ways. I mean,
right, and
legitimate ways.
yeah. So when people call me up and ask me, they say, you know, what is my fee? Because they're, you know, a lot of them are, you know, rent a
Yeah,
Santas,
still,
right?
sure.
And I tell people, I said, look, if I agree to take the event, I do it for free. You know, I get paid in smiles. Those kids,
Yeah.
um, you know, just making them smile and seeing the looks on their faces and stuff. But I do tell them, I said, look, I will accept a cup of coffee or some hot cocoa, something like that. You know, I mean, so especially if it's outside and it's cold, yeah, I don't
Yeah,
mind
if it's
having a,
cold, there's nothing wrong with that. Well,
you
did you
know,
see what Buck wrote, by the way? Did you see Buck wrote at the top? I would like to. I'd be like, nah, kid, you ain't getting nothing, but I'll bang your mom. I'm pretty sure that's what they do not teach you in Santa Claus School. We don't. So let's just say the management on this channel does not advocate that commentary to children when you're playing Santa Claus.
yeah, yeah, that's probably not a good answer.
It's not a good
Um,
answer. What do you do?
yeah,
Hey, your mom's hot. Hey, kid, here's a
yeah,
quarter. Go play a video game or some shit.
yeah. But no, but it is. I tell you, and so if anybody's watching this, you know, if somebody ever approaches you and says, "Hey, would you be willing to be Santa Claus?" The correct answer is yes. It's, you know, it's a lot of fun. So I mean, I started off with the local parade here because the guy that was doing it was getting older,
Yeah.
and you know he had been doing it for years, and the way they, you know, so he just couldn't couldn't do it anymore. I mean, the first year that I did it here in Coloma, um, I rode on a fire truck, you know, so I'm out on the fire truck, you know, the lights are going and
That's
it,
awesome.
I tell you what, that was a ball for me. I had a great time. And then, you know, then later on they started, you know, I'd ride on the floats and, you know, they'd been, and then I got, the one in, Plainfield, Wisconsin. They saw the pictures of me at Coloma, and they said they got a hold of through the grapevine. And
No
pretty soon I got
shit.
a call, and I'm doing
That's cool.
Plainfield, and uh, and that one is a blast. And then word gets out, you know. So
Yeah, sure.
the first year I did, the only
I hope
ones
I
I
see you over
think
here
I
in
did.
Howell, New Jersey.
What's that?
Hope I see you in Howell, New Jersey soon.
You never know. You never know, right? Um,
Is your
but
chimney open?
I might have to ask for travel expenses, right? But so just fly your damn reindeer, right? Yeah,
You
okay.
fly your reindeer?
Um,
Yes.
no, but it's a lot of fun, and you know I do some private stuff, and what I like to do, you know, the first couple of privates that I did were um, a friend of ours that was connected to some people in a community not far from us. They found out about this family whose house burned down right before Christmas, you
Oh,
know, and so they were displaced. They were living with some other relatives, you know, and you know it was like um, so the community got together and got a bunch of presents, and I had mentioned to this gal that you know I was telling you know I think in summertime I was talking to her.
yeah.
She owned a costume shop.
Okay.
And I was saying, yeah, do you carry, you know, do you rent out costumes like for Santa Claus, for Batman, you know, stuff like that? And she says, yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. I was telling her that I'd like to do the Santa thing. She says, well, I can hook you up. But I never wanted to be a mall Santa, you know, and I
You
said, look,
ever done the mall?
no, I never would.
You
I
never did
never
the
will.
mall. You never did
No,
Macy's or
no,
no.
no,
Why is
no.
that?
I mean, because see that's more like a job, you
Oh,
know.
well, yeah. Yeah, you're sitting there all
So
day, kids peeing on your
yeah,
lap.
I don't want to do that. I told her, I said, look, here's the kind of Santa Claus gigs I want to do. I want to put the suit on, my own beard, my own hair, my own belly. I don't need the padding, right? And you know, do stuff like going to the children's hospitals or something
Yeah,
like that,
that's
right? I
cool.
mean,
That's a nice one.
or you know, a community thing where it's you know, just you know, like that. And so anyway, when this Christmas came up, she the community was had put bought all this stuff, and she called me up and she says, "Were you serious about being Santa Claus?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And she goes, "I tell you what, would you be willing to come out and you know we got all these gifts." As a matter of fact, she
Right.
contacted me, and my wife and I donated for this family too, you know. And so, well, would you like to be the Santa Claus when we deliver this stuff? And I said, "Yeah, I don't have a suit." She goes, "I'll hook you up," and so she did.
That's awesome.
And so we went and you know they had some other people that dressed up as elves, and we went out and delivered all these presents, and I was hooked. That was it.
That's awesome. We
Yeah.
do the firehouse down the street runs the fire truck around in the middle, by Christmas time where they dress the guy up as Santa and they go out in the fucking 0 below weather and they're driving around in the truck 40 miles an hour, freezing their ass off. And it's funny. So they became a customer of ours. And I said to the guys, I go, how do you get on the truck for Christmas? He goes, what do you mean? I go, how do you get on the truck? I said, it's a fireman, right? Yeah, it's one of the firemen dressed up. I'm like, can I go on the truck? He's like, yeah, just make sure the computer's working. Get on the fucking truck. So I'm going up on the truck this year, as long as it's not fucking too cold. He's like, you can ring the bell if you want. You're allowed. So they have the bell on the front of the truck with the string. And he's
Mhm.
like, I go, you guys still use that? He goes, no. He goes, that's literally just to make kids happy. That's why we have
Right.
that, because kids love hearing it. So guys, he goes, it's on there. That's all it's for us. You're kidding me now. I mean, yeah, so they get up there and they they stand on top in like 0 degree weather and fucking freezing, and they're doing the lights, and yeah, it's a really cool thing. I mean, I remember being a kid and you Santa's come out. I remember my father had an organ in the basement. He played the piano his whole life. He was told he had to by my grandparents, everybody to play the piano. So he played the organ every night he went down. He used to drive us bananas because he'd be blasting this music. And he played regular music, but still an organ. I mean, let's be realistic. So it was close to Christmas. I was
So he
5 years
wasn't playing
old.
Inagata Davida or anything like that.
No, no. He starts playing Christmas music. He goes, hey guys, you think, and it was like me, my sister. I think Nicole was 4. I think Tara wasn't even born yet. So it was me and my younger sister. The other one was born. And he's like, you think we play Christmas music? Santa will come. We're like, yeah, Santa will come. So apparently my father arranged to have somebody come to the house dressed as Santa because he starts playing music. And then we got a knock on the door and he's like, oh, who's that? And I remember my sister and I were like, who is it? My dad's like, I wonder if it's Santa. Man, when that guy came through the door, like, I don't think my sister and I had ever been so happy. Well, we were only 5 years old, but so happy in our lives to see that. It's just, it's really, it's quite a magical thing. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
I have a friend who didn't have a lot of money when we were growing up, and he refused to tell his kid that there was Santa Claus because he said, I can't compete with people that can buy their kids lots of stuff. So I told him there's no Santa Claus, I'm Santa. And I said, listen, I said, you do whatever you want. I said, but, the idea behind it is, it's magic to give kids stuff. And he said, well, I don't believe in lying to my children either. And I'm like, I said, okay. I said, well, yeah, you can. Okay. So technically, yeah, you could say Santa Claus doesn't really exist, except in New Jersey, he does. There is a guy, he used to go around Chiller Theater. I was telling you guys the other day. He legally changed his name to Santa Claus. He goes, his job is Santa Claus 365. He came to the Chiller Theater show, which is, you go in, get autographs and shit. He walked around. He's like, I'm Santa Claus. Like, are you Santa? And and he would pull out his fucking driver's license. And it said Santa Claus. And it was the real, it was crazy. I'm like, I didn't know you could do that. But there's just some magic to it. And I kind of felt bad for my buddy's friend because listen, everybody's got their opinions on what they want, but it's that magic behind it. My daughter, she's, as you know, she's autistic. So I told her, I said, I told her a few years ago, actually quite a few years ago, hey, there's Dad's Santa, just so you know. And she still asked me, is Santa coming? And I go, who's Santa? She goes, you are. And I go, okay. So I said, we're going to get some. She's like, yeah, but is Santa going to come, Dad? And I'm like, she can't differentiate. She can't realize that I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Yeah, Santa's coming. So I sign everything Santa. She's thrilled. Santa gave me Pokemon? Crazy.
Hey, bring her to the screen and say you're talking to Santa Claus.
I know.
I'm off today on this. I don't wear red all the time.
Passed out in the. That's what you should do. You should summertime. You should do Santa in a Hawaiian shirt. That's what you should do.
That'd be
go around with that. And look who's here. The man with no video.
Hello, Dave.
Turn the damn camera on.
Why did you put your camera on? Have you not gotten a haircut yet?
No, I'm listening and I'm working on shit, so I won't even physically be on screen.
Oh, you don't want us to see your secret projects?
It's not even that. It's dude, I just got done moving shit around from my kid's room because we were painting on and off. So it is what it is.
Max is doing his whole house. I'm doing the
Max. Do you got Pluto TV, Max?
I do.
They have an entire channel now just for Godzilla.
What?
I saw that. Yeah.
Can you believe that shit?
Do they have the martial arts channel on that one too? Because I used to watch Doctor Who on that.
Yeah, so they have a channel dedicated for Star Trek or two.
Yeah. And which Star Trek? All of them, or just like?
Yeah, one channel. It looks like it's like Star Trek Next Generation and probably original series, and the other one says like Star Trek. What does it say? Like almost like secondary, and it's like DS9 and whatever else.
Oh, yeah, Avery Brooks. He was like a.
I just saw on a Facebook feed that they're like, oh, Pluto's doing a Godzilla channel, and it started this week, so I threw it on before. I can't fucking wrap my head around that.
But they have some commercials. Well, they had no commercials when I first started Pluto, and they had some small commercials because they had this commercial. I don't know if you guys ever saw for an antivirus software from a company called Sophos that we sell a lot. And it was funny because when they did the commercials, they made the commercials look like the 70s. Like there was a lady in curlers, like ironing. They did really bad old video, like it was scratched up and shit. And they did all the videos like that. I'm like, that's a pretty cool idea for commercials. I could watch that. But I hate when they start going into all that other. There's just so many shitty commercials. If I have to hear one more thing for FanDuel or all that shit, I'm like, I don't want to hear this shit. I'm like,
one of my kids watches. They watch a lot of Freevee, and the commercial runs on that are short. I don't know if it's because she's watching through Prime, so maybe it makes it a difference. But the commercials aren't bad. They're mostly in-house or they're cable advertisements. It's not, traditional
30 second
broadcaster or cable commercials, which would drive me fucking crazy. But
if they're short, I mean, that's okay. I mean, I get why, you have to have commercials to pay, but like, I still understand Amazon. I've had Prime off and on, and I don't get it. I thought Prime was when you're on Prime, you get everything on Prime. You don't. You still have to pay for shit. I mean, I know you pay for Prime, and they're like, oh, you want that show? You got to pay for that channel. I'm like, isn't the idea you're supposed to be free? I mean, like, everything is one cost. No. This costs and that. I'm like, why do I need Prime to get Showtime? Can't I just fucking get it direct or HBO Max or whatever it is? Like, why do I need Prime to get those channels? It makes no sense to me. You're still paying. What's the point? I don't know.
Well, what happened is that none of the it's death by 1,000 cuts. They cut the audience up amongst themselves so small because they wanted to break away from Netflix. And so, I mean, that's the whole story goes down to Netflix was paying out the ass for library content, and the studios were fine with it. And then they woke up one day and they're like, "Oh, wait a minute,
yeah,
they're
small sections of population."
Yeah, well, it's just they were just cannibalizing cable in the process. Netflix was, and so they're like, "Well, we have to sort of counterbalance that." And that's where Hulu pretty much came about, because Hulu was a joint deal between Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, right? And I think now it's only owned by Disney owns the majority, but it's either Warner Brothers or Universal owns the rest.
Wait, hold on a second, Martin. Brian Sanchez just came into the room. Welcome, Brian Sanchez. So happy to have you.
You motherfuckers! Why didn't you tell me about this stream?
Sorry,
Margaret. No, but you're right, man. And Netflix was like, just Netflix.
I was going to say, Sanchez, look at that. He got a new toupee.
Yeah, he's working,
and it looks like he's upgraded he got off his dial-up internet.
He's also collecting a lot of masks now. He's got a lot of masks, and he gave up the big gym. Oh my God. So does Netflix even do DVDs anymore? Because I remember, like, you could only get certain things on DVDs.
Nope,
you couldn't get on the screen.
Yeah.
It's gone, right?
Yeah, when
boxes are gone, all those machines are gone.
I think in the past year was the last direct to mail.
Yeah, I hated that because it's like, oh, I want that movie. Oh, you have to get the DVD for that. I'm like, I don't want to.
But that's the way Lou, you say you hated it, but that's all there was in terms of that. You loved it at the time. Oh, look at this.
No, I like the streaming. No, when they did this, when they were still half streaming, half DVD, all the movies that you wanted were on DVD.
You know why they went to streaming, right?
Yeah, because all that other shit's old school. It's a pain.
No one was. So YouTube. This is what I was involved in for a long time, and
it's a conspiracy theory.
YouTube was a massive, just like, we're just going to aggregate all video content, whether it's legal or not. We didn't give a shit.
Yeah, they don't care then.
And Netflix was like,
kids.
Yeah, and Netflix's thing was like, "We'll do what you want. We're just going to have every physical DVD, and people can get it from us through the mail." The cost of shipping the DVDs and the amount of damage to the discs absolutely was killing their bottom.
I was going to say, how do you afford that? How's that a viable concept? Because
it just
expensive for $7.99 a month. It's impossible.
Right, and then add, the cost of a disc is nothing, especially printing it out. But the now it's completely different. But their costs of having to have these discs, ship them out, the ones that were returned, because not, of course, naturally all of them weren't.
Right.
The ones they were getting back that were damaged, the complaints
all the ones that weren't returned are in that closet behind Hurley back there, just so you know. He started a business of he'd pay 50 cents on the dollar for your unreturned Netflix DVD.
That's why I was just finishing watching Jaws with my daughter.
And he stole off the internet.
He's watching the VHS tape.
Does anybody here have a VCR?
I still watch them. I still got them.
Does it work? You have a VHS player
at work. I have a combo, one of those TVs with the VCR in it.
Yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah,
you still see those.
I got 2 or 3 working VCRs right now. I have right now in the living room. I have one that plays as a VHS player and a DVD player.
Who had the Laserdisc player? Was that David Gunn? Had the big ass? Those are like the giant DVDs, right? They're basically a record that played movies.
Yeah,
I think Berto.
Don't they all lot the Laserdiscs?
Yeah, Berto had a ton. I have a Pioneer that still works.
Did they make a ton of Laserdiscs? Like, I don't remember seeing.
So the deal with Laserdisc was that's where your original extra content and audio commentary all came from, and widescreen if you really wanted to see it how it was supposed to look.
And they were expensive, weren't they, when they came out?
They
were really expensive.
I worked at Tower Records in Boston, and they had the video department had the Laserdisc went around the whole line of the video department. God. And Stephen King would come in to go to the Red Sox game, and he would start at A because it was an alphabetical order, and he would have an employee from Tower Records behind him, and he would just go through, and he would walk out with a massive box of laser discs every time he came down to go to the Red
When do you have
Sox.
time to write if he's watching all that shit?
Well, that's when he got his inspiration and stuff like that. And those things were about $100 a piece.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy. And back then, $100 is worth a hell of a lot more. It's worth now.
Right,
$100, and I got a sandwich and a fucking Coke at Chick-fil-A with Amanda. That was $100. It's like ridiculous.
What kind of fat bastard are you? For two people, you spend $100.
It's fucking 2 sandwiches, fries, and a drink. No, it was literally $40. It was $43 to get.
Yeah, no, I know Chick-fil-A is
like
crazy.
2 number 6s or whatever. It's crazy. I'm like, it's nuts. I don't get it.
Oh, that's like I had Sticker Shock. I went to, everybody was saying Five Guys is so great. So I went to a Five Guys and I ordered a burger, a fries, and a drink, and it was like $27.
That's like $30. But Max, did you indulge in the free peanuts? Peanuts.
You bet I did, and I threw a whole shitload of shells on the floor. How many boxes
can I take home for this amount?
Yeah. So I threw a shit ton of on the floor too. That's a damn right.
Lou,
charged me $27 for a burger, some shitty ass fries, and a fountain drink. You're gonna sweep the floor.
Max is emptying out the drink. He brings a bucket, the drink machine. What happened, Martin?
I was going to ask, what day are you and Berto going to RetroCon?
RetroCon.
Oh, you mean this weekend?
Yeah.
So Saturday, I have a thing from Amanda's got her class. So tomorrow I'm getting up. I have like 8 to 1 or 8 to 2. I thought maybe I'd go with Amanda after because Sunday I got to be back to. I have to get haircuts on Sunday. I didn't realize I got it booked our haircut. It takes me forever to get it booked, and then
it ain't your haircut.
I'm getting mine cut, dude. Maybe not much here, but all this shit needs to go.
Yeah, you're getting that. You said you're a curly haired man. I think.
Yeah,
you wavy haired man. I'm like a Greek Adonis. I have wavy hair. I did have wavy hair. No, I want to go and I want to do a live. I literally want to do a live. I'm wondering who's
go Saturday. Take her. She'll love it. Go Saturday afternoon when it's packed.
Well, so if I go in there, I'm doing a stuttering John thing. I'm just going to start asking questions that nobody wants to be asked. So why did you tell everybody to send their money in early for the Tops exclusives when clearly they're being clearance now? They were never exclusives. Get out of here, officer. Can we have security to the Migo table? What's the table 119? Dude, I got it somewhere.
I think Berto said he was going to drive up sometime in the afternoon. So,
if Berto goes. Listen, if Berto goes, I'm going right behind him. Berto,
you don't even have to,
and I'll film it.
Yep, get that shit. Get YouTube that shit, or put it here live.
We'll do a live. I mean, in all honesty, like, what are they going to do? Throw you out because you're asking questions? They'll just have to ignore you. You can stand around somebody's table and ask questions, or I could put Berto right next to the table and just ask him questions. Berto, why do you think these guys were effing everybody over on the
Actually, you should just bring a table and set Berto up.
What do you mean, like, wait, Martin, get like a card table, cut a hole in the middle,
exactly.
Put straps on it so I'm walking around with my own table? Just get Berto a chair. Berto will have like a chair strapped to him, and I'll have a table walk around. We'll just set it down wherever.
Berto needs a dolly. He just needs a dolly so he can sell his records. People looking for toys, and he's going to be pushing records.
Berto's out there making $1 million selling old VHS tapes and fucking records, and I can't even get rid of Migos. I got to sell Migos for $2 Migos for $1. And Berto's got like $1 million of VHS tape. I'm like, who's buying this shit? I don't know.
It's weird. Berto. They grade them too. People grade the VHS tapes now. The problem with the VHS tapes is they get moldy. So I had a bunch.
And the magnetism goes away, Rich. The quality goes to shit. You get those weird lines on the bottom.
Right. And tape stretches. That's the other thing. And you can't adjust tracking for that because you'll get it right for a minute and then it'll go back where it's not stretched. And
Max, you're not supposed to reel the VHS tapes like the old 8mm, buddy. I think you got it all
wrong. You're supposed
there,
to get like a pen and stick it in there and like turn it.
Max is cracking open VHS tapes and just cranking them by hand.
Hey, I actually have had to crack a few when they got wound up in the. Yeah.
I'm gross everybody out. I'm changing my contact lens. Let's see who I can gross out when I do this.
So this is about the time when Rich needs to throw in some real content. You know, we've been just sitting
Rich,
here.
put some shit in. Max, I've talked about being Santa.
What the hell that means?
Being Santa, going to what is it called? The ContraCon? What's it called? CenterCon?
ContraCon.
What's it called?
Christ.
God,
yes. What the hell is that?
Called?
It's
ContraCon? I don't know what it is. It used to be. So is this the replacement for Chiller? Is this the replacement for Chiller?
This is a gathering of ex-Central American agents.
No, but what happened to Chiller? Do they not do it anymore? Is Chiller
No, Chiller's still going. They moved.
When did they do that? Because that used to, Chiller's not in Secaucus. No, it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They moved from Parsippany,
yeah,
like the Tara Hilton. It's like a castle. Yep. Moved it down to Secaucus, and but I mean, no offense, but anybody look at the guest list? I mean, I'm sure there's people there that Rich and that I don't, but I'm like, there's only a couple people I'd really want to go see if I was going to go see it. Like, I'd see Sam Jones because he was cool as Flash.
Yeah, if he was in a good mood, Sam Jones is all right.
Right, but there's like 10
decent people there.
Social media guests. $35 for their autograph.
Just ignore them.
It's not even Perez Hilton. It's like Joe Cookie Eater.
Lou, there's a show. There's a show in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That I was looking at.
Oh no.
I can't even describe it. It's literally like bit play. It's not even bit players that from like, oh, I've seen them on a dozen shows. It's like dudes who got acting jobs for a handful of episodes of something on the CW. And it's not
like a background. It's
not like one or two actors like that. It's like 30 of them.
Well, Martin, go look at that list or whatever that is. ContraCon or ControlCon or whatever the fuck it is. Take a look and see who's on there. Contrapolis. Thank you. There's like 10 guys that are like social media guests. Oh, I remember the barbecue chef. The fuck, man! Everyone I'd rather go see Gordon Ramsay or something. I'm gonna go see some guy that goes on Instagram and posts him cooking ribs. I can watch Sanchez doing that in the fucking chat room, for Christ's sake. And he's a $35 autograph. Who the fuck wants his autograph?
I mean, Sanchez isn't wearing anything except Kiss the Cook, so it's a worse show.
In all honesty,
it just looked at the thing and said, "This says Cook."
I like fucking gross you guys out here with my contact.
Rich, I started off my feed mentioning to them how Pluto TV now has a permanent Godzilla sub channel.
Yeah, it's crazy. And there's like hidden Easter egg channels you can find on Roku now. Like this horror host that I chat with online, Penny Dreadful. You guys might know her. She's like, oh, this is the horror host channel. And like, they must show like public domain movies or something like that. And they all like do stuff. Like all these stations are looking for like just weird content that you can throw on there. You know, it's kind of a cool idea, I guess. It's almost like underground TV again or something, right?
Right. It's like they took the MeTV model because MeTV has all those sub channels. And they said, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to keep leasing you our libraries. We're just going to do our own sub channels on Amazon, Pluto, Roku, or whatever. And it's such a strange thing because it's like, how the hell are you going to find half of this? Like I was going through the Pluto thing and I'm like,
They advertise on social media. Come see me. I'm the barbecue chef. Find me on the Hulu channel number 7. I mean,
he's still going on about this fucking barbecue chef.
I would pay $35 for Dr. Durant's autograph before I'd fucking go out and get some social media asshole who's standing there with $2 the barbecue chef. Dude, anybody can cook a fucking hamburger on the grill. There's no skill to that. Give me a... Oh, Rich got his autograph?
No, Martin got Xandor Vorkoff's autograph on my picture.
That's right.
Jeez. But I mean, in all seriousness, like the one guy's social media guest, take a look. Actually, I'm going to bring it up. He looks like fucking Newman from Seinfeld. I swear to God, you're gonna see.
You know what? Go see how many people he's got for his Instagram page. That's what I want to know.
What's his name?
His
barbecue chef.
His name's
he's called
Brian Sanchez.
He's Gary the barbecue chef. Autograph 35, selfie 35.
Brian Sanchez,
combo
kiss
60.
the cock. Cook what?
Gary the barbecue chef. Here, this guy.
Hey,
hold on.
Speaking of social media people, let's acknowledge a couple of people that have just jumped in here. We got George Cairns just came in. What's up, George?
Play up the screen while you're about fucking time, George. You figured out how to do it.
Go ahead, Max. Play DJ.
And Buck is back.
He has 1,000 followers on Twitter.
Hold on, I'm gonna show the screen. Give me a second. You see this guy right here?
That's you on the left.
That could be me when I had hair.
You know how many followers?
Stevie Oaks.
You know how many followers he has on Instagram?
Who? Stevie Oaks? Probably a billion.
Gary Mandola, the barbecue chef.
Oh, I don't know.
133,000 followers.
How many?
133,000.
Yeah, that's 10,000. That's 10,000 less than me. What about Stevie Oaks? Can you look up Stevie Oaks? He's fucking Newman, dude. That's Newman.
Stevie Oaks. Well, Stevie
Oaks. He's right here. This is him. Stevie Oaks. STEVIE. Social media guest. He clearly has
That's the Family Guy cat.
That's the Family Guy. That guy's at every convention going.
Who is that?
He looks like Peter
Griffin from Family Guy.
Oh, he does look like Peter Griffin.
Yeah, he showed up.
Oh, is that why his autograph's $20? Well, you know what? Sanchez looks like a big dick, but I wouldn't fucking pay him for an autograph. For Christ's sake.
No. When Sanchez does C2E2, he is billed as Chicago's Mr. Clean.
I think we need to bring Sanchez in as friggin' Colonel Kurtz and just put him in black pajamas. Take him, we'll put him in a jungle setting, and he can do the Colonel.
Where is Sanchez? I'm pissed at him.
Either Colonel Kurtz or the bald guy from The Longest Yard.
Wait, so hold on a second. You're telling me that because that guy looks like fucking Peter Griffin, because he fucking sits home and eats Chick-fil-A and doesn't get away from behind the keyboard and types away.
Dude,
he's worth $20 an autograph?
They put him in an episode of Family Guy. You wouldn't believe the cult following. He goes every convention I've been to, that guy's there. He charges about $10-20. But the big thing is to be like, look, I got my picture taken with Peter Griffin from Family Guy. And he'll do like, I'm hey there, Lois, whatever he does. He does like the voice.
That's like me standing next to Max and saying I'm getting my picture with Jerry Garcia. He's not even fucking Peter Griffin. That's like fucking so.
Well,
why are you gonna go after Max? What did Max do?
Because Max looks like Jerry.
I mean, you smashed Samillo yesterday.
He's got the tie-dye shirt. I love Max. He's got the tie-dye shirt and he's got the Jerry Garcia look. That's what I'm saying. He looks more like Jerry Garcia, and that guy looks like fucking Peter
Max
Griffin.
Looks like Jerry Garcia when he was 13 years old.
That guy, Stevie. I mean, the barbecue chef. Listen. There's a lot of stupid shit. Cardi B's a moron. She's probably got 1 billion people following her. I mean, let's be realistic. Kids are just different today. They're really.
I don't think there's kids following the chef.
He doesn't get a lot. He doesn't get a lot of people. Like the couple of cons I went to, he wasn't there. But what the hell,
Wait, the Peter Griffin or the chef?
Peter Griffin. I don't know about the chef.
Why the fuck are we talking about these two guys?
Lou is out of his mind. He's furious. Someone tried to. He's furious that someone's out trying to make a buck.
Listen,
fuck that guy. I hope you guys. Him to try and take a living.
Working at fucking McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, and shit. When I go in, it's an hour wait to get a fucking $3 for a 3-minute hamburger because I have enough people working. Get your fat ass out from behind the keyboard, Peter Griffin, and go fucking get a real job.
Okay, so
why do that when people pay you $30 for your autograph?
Because they are low motivation fucks. That's why.
If people thought I looked like somebody, I'd be out there fucking.
Hell yes.
Photo.
Oh my god! Every year, Max is Santa.
Yeah. We talked about that for like a half hour before you guys got here.
Right, Max,
a half hour, Max and I were talking about that. We went and did
Max, how dare you? How dare you go out and act like Santa? What's wrong with you?
Lou, I
do it. I do it for free though. I do not get paid money.
Max does it because he's a good guy. What'd you say, Rich?
I won the Deadwood Dick.
Oh, I'll bet you won the Deadwood Dick.
What?
Attaboy, Rich.
Did you get it for a good price or no?
$31.
Oh my god, dude, that's a fucking steal. That's a $75 to $80 figure incomplete.
The fuck are you talking?
The Deadwood Dick figure from
Hey, did you wipe out the comments?
No, it fucking didn't load, so I had to turn it off and on. So they're coming back when they start typing. When somebody starts typing again, it'll come back. It's supposed to.
There they are.
So speaking of social influencers, how many have watched Buck's backyard bird feeder and barbecue? I watch your fucking videos, Buck. Buck goes out and takes pictures of the deer and shit that come in his yard because he's in West Virginia. So there's some serious fucking animal shit going on down there. I mean, in all kinds of capacities.
No, that's it. You know, it's a lot of. It's funny because Buck, I'll tell you what. If you were to run a live feed 24/7,
yes,
people would tune in.
You need to put it on YouTube. Tell them to stream it to YouTube, and I'll bet you Buck gets more people in 6 months than fucking the barbecue chef has in his whole lifetime because he's showing.
Sanchez has one of those channels, Rich, doesn't he?
No, he doesn't. No, he
doesn't. 24 hours live. I just don't remember what it's hosted on.
24-hour Sanch Cam.
Sanch Cam. No, because actually, Buck, I was thinking about doing that.
It also monitors his sleep apnea.
I think no, honestly, Sanchez should have Sanchez's sandwiches, and he would make get more people than the fucking barbecue chef. The guy's standing there with 2 knives like he's a fucking ninja warrior. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking Ginsu shit.
Your monthly subscription to Only Sanch.
He better get out. I'm trying to just keep baiting him. I'm trying to get his ass on here. I don't know what the fuck.
The Sand Squatch.
I think he's building up his YouTube channel right now. His Instagram following's going on. That's too funny. So how do we completely get off the topic of toys?
Well, look, I ain't talking about fucking chefs and fat guys anymore.
That's
I'm done with that.
Let's move on to curly hair.
Let's get Berto and myself to get to Contropolis. But if we go live, I expect all you guys on there commenting. So the idea will be, what do you guys? So we'll go up to the Migo table. Hey, you have fans. What do you guys want to ask? Yeah, this is Rich Hurley. You guys fucked me on my Tops exclusives. I see they're now $7 being.
No, Rich won't do that. Rich will start asking what the exclusives are, and can you get one to Lou, and he'll just pay Lou back.
Can I pay in advance
Give that to Lou, and I'll pay Lou back.
That's right. The shiny object will distract Rich.
What's going to be the Migo the Migo meat exclusive this year? What is it again?
Oh, Christ on a crutch! I saw.
Are they doing that pumpkin?
No,
pumpkin
Scott Aronson made one.
The Headless Horseman.
Headless Horseman.
Yeah, but
no,
I think Max. Are you referring to the oven mitt?
Oh God.
The oven mitt.
The oven mitt. That's what.
So Max, you know what? By you got the cheese head, right? The foam cheese head at the games.
We do, and even the baseball games have picked it up now.
There you go. So they decided to do a foam oven mitt.
Hold on, I got it. Hang on, I got it. Let me bring it up for you. Hold on, we'll bring it up here. Give me 1 sec.
A foam oven mitt.
Yeah, like Batman's oven mitts, Robin's oven mitts.
I'm going to show it to you right now. Everybody, let's
Can you put it on your hand? Is it giant? And it says "Make my Migo" or something.
Yeah, I would assume so.
Hold on, here it comes.
Yeah.
And there it is. It's the giant oven mitt.
And oh wow, man.
So is it like one of those #1 things that you get at a baseball game or something like that?
Exactly.
I don't know. I thought it was.
Is it foam or is it going to be vinyl?
I thought it said foam.
Let's see.
That looks like vinyl to me. That looks like a big vinyl mitt.
Okay, so I'm not going to put the person's name because I don't want to put his name, but XYZ, you inspired its creation.
Yeah.
It's a fucking oven mitt, and they just wrote Migo meat on it. I mean, it's just
that got mentioned. Lou, remember when we were at the last meet and they
Oh, that's so piss poor. Sorry.
And they had the enlarged, the big in Star Trek weapons there and whatnot. So at some point, someone had mentioned doing oven mitts, but they were talking like actual oven mitts.
For who? For people?
As like tchotchkes. You come to Mego Meat and you get your oven mitt. And it's
like a joke, right? You'd have they always call them oven mitts, and then you do it like a real oven mitt.
Here's your problem, Rich, is that to some people it's a joke. To other people, they think it's what's the charm.
Yeah, it's fucking zombies.
It's the elements of the thing that I'm just trying to picture these fucking oven mitts at PowerCon, and then the people at PowerCon that have no idea what's going on.
They're going to be walking around with them. People can go, "What's wrong with you? Do you have third-degree burns?
I'll be there
over your hand."
But unless something majorly changes, I will be there, so I will see it. This will be interesting.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm down that way.
Oh my God! Oh God! You have to. Oh my God, Martin, you need a camera crew.
Microphone. Because Martin's down there. Thomas Sawyer's down there. Johnny's driving distance. I think
Johnny's going, but Johnny's going to Glad Hand. Johnny's going to Buddy Up. I'm going to PowerCon, and whoever I see, I see. I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
I know the whole crew is going to be there from the other end of the wing, but yeah.
How far are you out of it?
It's fine. Hold on. I think I'm allowed to show. I don't think Scott will have a problem with it. I think I'm allowed to show what he's did, which I sent him a Broken Electroman from Ideal, and he made. Hold on. He made.
Who are you talking about? Who made it?
This is what Scott Aronson did. Hold on, I'll show it to you. Yeah, he made an 8-inch version. That's a. I don't know why the comment didn't load up. I fucking went off the screen and fucking unload. I got to reload it. Hang on, I'll reload the page. But he did. So I gave him a full one, and he did this one. Like I thought he did a good job. I don't think it's got a battery or anything to light up, but it's an 8-inch version of.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's an 8-inch. Oops,
it'd be better if it lit up though.
Well, so for me, yeah, I agree. I think I can make that light up. You're gonna have to do a
like an LED light on top of it or something like that.
In it, but what's
all I'm seeing is a black screen. What am I missing here?
Oh, you don't see the thing?
No, I can see a big black box where you are.
Oh, hold on. Let me unshare.
You can only see your big black box.
I was waiting.
Hold on. What's going on? Somebody get me a monkey mask. Help me. Okay, hang on. Don't Martin's like, yep, there it is. I got it. I wonder how many people actually got that reference. Or get me
you go.
Or a Halloween dog that yes. Every time I do this, it's fucking up that thing.
So Lou, how many is he making?
I think Scott's like 25, but I told him I want one. So
yeah, the most I remember him doing at one point is it's like in the 50s or.
Yeah, that was I think Mego Meat 2019 when he did the Mr. Rock, and he's.
Yeah, I mean it took him forever.
He didn't. There was no Mego Meat that year. I have the Mr. Rock. I ordered it from him. That was the year COVID happened.
No, so you have the other one.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna hit reload. Let me see if hopefully you guys don't get this. No, I don't.
Oh,
Rich, you got yours, and you said it says Rock.
This is false advertising.
Fucking reload.
Things completely flat. No genitalia.
You're like I could have ordered one from Alibaba.
Well, you must be. So for those of you that don't like the flat no genitalia, you can just go all the new Mego bodies. They've got they all have a cod piece on them. Every single one of them's got a fucking cod piece. I saw one girl somewhere wrote something. One of you guys posted where she said something like, "Is that really necessary?" or some shit like that. I'm like, I don't know, wishful thinking. I don't know what to tell these guys. They were made in the image of their creators. That's all I can say. So let's just say this, because I know we spoke about this a little before. Speaking about those bodies, Martin, does that body today that they're doing as bandless, does that look anything like what we saw at Mego Meat 2019 when they had their bandless body, but it took 4 years to put it out?
Well, Doc stood up there and he
remember
he did an Imaginarium show. Everyone picture this.
He's like, here. He's like, here. Can you see it? I can't let you take pictures. Don't look. Can't take pictures. Can't take. I mean, he literally was like, you know,
it was
here
like,
it is, back there. Can you see it?
Rich, the best way to describe it is like the little sketches in the Abbott and Costello show where they'd be on the street corner selling something.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it looks like.
But I know what the fuck. I know what that fucker did. He went over. Somebody went over to David Lee's table and bought the and held it up.
I was gonna ask because I had heard something about he got one from David Lee, and
I was standing there. David Lee was to my right. I think Lou, you were like behind me or something, and I looked at David and his jaw was on the floor.
Yep.
It's like,
he was showing one of David Lee's and saying it was Amigo.
No, because they were holding it back and nobody was allowed to come closer to take pictures.
You know what a Type S? I mean, when you see a Type S, you know what a Type S is. It wasn't a Type S. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what it was. I'm sure. In all honesty, because Paul's been at it for so long, I'm sure it was something they were developing.
Okay.
But Mark, do you remember standing? So this is how crazy it was. So they basically took this small ballroom in this little. It was like a Holiday Inn. I don't even care what it was. It was like a Holiday Inn, and like a small ballroom. And then they would go outside the ballroom to make announcements. But it's like so you walk in, and there's like the reception desk. It was almost like a fucking Hampton Inn. I'm sorry. Then there was a little tiny bar.
It was Marriott. It's a Marriott. Yeah,
but it wasn't even Martin. What kind? It was like the
no. It's the Marriott
Courtyard suite or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a second class. That was all right. But then they took this little section between the bar and the rooms that had the patio doors on them, so you could walk out of your room. It's like you're going out a patio door to the fucking middle of the hotel. And they were just standing. They had this little space, and I'm like, this is where they're showing this shit. And then you remember the guy that said, what did he say, Martin? He said something about, and the Cyclops figures you made or something like that. Or he said something about a Tomlin figure, and the whole crowd was like, boo! Like this guy fucking like he faux pas, like he's trying to say like, hey, this figure, and they're like, that wasn't Migo. You know, it was like this whole like.
So they moved.
Stone the guy for it. Give him a break.
They moved everything out in the hall because they had a room where they're doing the Q&A, right?
Yeah.
And they moved everything out in the hall, and it had something to do with, oh God,
planning.
Iganook were running around trying to do live streaming, or webcasting, and so it had this whole thing to do with that and putting it in an area where everyone can look at whatever. It was for someone who does live events. I just remember watching this, going, "What the flying fuck is this?"
It was
going on.
Okay, the comments will come on. It was so bad. Like I literally remember going there. It
felt like a sketch.
Yeah, and I went and met Marty, and before I knew he was an ex-con and everything, but I felon or ex-con, whatever. But I'm like, I'll go meet him, whatever. And he was exactly what I thought he was. And Martin, you're from New Jersey, so you know exactly what the type is, and Berto would know too. It's that typical Long Islander. I mean,
yeah, he's just look. I got no problem with Abrams. He's an old business guy. He's an old business guy.
That's exactly what he is.
Lou, you remember the best things about it is people would ask him things, and he'd be like, "No, I don't know," because it's like, no, that's not what he did.
Yeah.
The guy who.
Marty, why did they make the Mugado in that wacky costume? He's like, how the fuck should I know?
You know what he's thinking? He's like, go ask Neil Kublin, but he died like 10 years ago. So what do you want me to say?
I think Marty was just fucking out getting licenses and shit. He had no involvement in
He's
other
the business guy. Exactly. He was all
no involvement. It was everybody else was making the decisions.
You could tell when you entered his area.
Yeah.
Because if you start talking about the other toy companies and some of the larger trade shows and everything, then suddenly the wheels started clicking and he started rolling on certain things, and you're like, okay, that's what he did.
But do you remember Martin being in that room? So it was like a ballroom, and they kind of set the tables up. They had like around the perimeter, and then they had columns or rows you could walk up and down. And Marty came in, and it was like, honest to God, it was like Robin Hood feeding the poor. Like they just flocked around him, and it was like wherever he walked, there was this. They would like.
Well, look, it all do, Lou. It all do. That was like when the second. Is that the first or the second time because he can't. I think that was. I think when you were there when I ran into, I think that was the second time he had shown, and I don't think he had been to one. Going back to the New York show, right? He never came to West
but
Virginia.
you know who was like overly protective of him, right? Do I have to say his name up
here?
here?
Oh, well, come on.
Yeah, he was like, oh.
Yeah. The penguin was
around. Hey, like somebody's gonna steal his girlfriend away or something. I'm like, seriously, dude. I mean, that was literally what it was. I mean, honestly, Martin, he was just like, hey, don't come near. I got this under control. And everybody's like, dude, you're the most. I told you guys this before, and for those of you who haven't heard, the first time that I met Paul was back in 1999, I think it was, or 98 or something. I went to Chiller Theater, and Paul had a table there with his wife.
Really?
And yeah, it was in Chiller. And
hold on,
I don't know if it was.
He had a table in the late '90s at Chiller,
or maybe it was the early 2000s. I'm trying to remember when I went. It was early on when I started collecting
because I was going in the list. That's I was going to Chiller. I was driving in for Chiller for the entire '90s.
So was that was Parsippany though, right?
No, we were Secaucus. It flipped to right across from the stadium.
Right. He did have he had a table because I went upstairs and I saw he was kind of like I remember when I walked in, he was kind of like towards the middle of the room. And I walk in and I only knew Paul through email lists. And Martin, I was, bright-eyed and naive as could be, so nobody knew any drama was going on.
Rich does not believe that at all.
Oh yeah. This was like way back when I'm like, oh, what's Amigo, right? So I walk up to his table. And I realize this is Paul Clark, Doc Migo, which is like Doc Migo, right? And I remember people complain about his shit because, you made me a phaser and they have bubbles in them. It's cheap plastic. And I'm like, I felt bad. I'm like, the guy's hand pouring him. Give him a fucking break. He's doing the best.
He was. Look, you can't take anything away from
right. He did that. But nobody could ever reproduce Amigo. I remember that. I'll never forget that email. But anyway, so I go up and I'm like,
good night, George.
Hey, George, how's it going, man? Go to bed.
Good night, Gracie.
So we I walk up to his table. I'm like, all right, this is Paul Clark. I'm like, this is kind of cool. Maybe I'll buy something. I'm looking at his table and I see him standing there and he's not really looking at me or anything. And I kind of get his attention. I'm like, hey. And he just looks at me. I go, you're Paul Clark. You're Doc Migo, right? He's like, yeah, what the fuck do you want? That was literally what he said to me. I will never forget that day. I'm like, I'm over at your table buying shit and you're asking me that? You're trying to sell at a show? Yes, you try to be nice to me. I'm like, fuck this. You're an asshole. I'm out of here. And from that day forward, you start to realize, we're all the magic.
So this is how we'll know the time frame, Lou. When you went to the show, were there tents outside with guests out there signing stuff?
Yes.
Okay. So you weren't at Secaucus then?
Oh, so it was Parsippany.
That was early 2000s. Yeah, that's when they flipped over because the place got so fucking big they had to move shit outside.
Yeah.
I would have remembered. See, that was I was just was I talking to Rich about it?
Yeah.
Or we were talking about Charlie Flat stuff the one day, and that was the first time I saw Flat in person. Was at like a '97 Chiller Theater. 96 maybe even.
Right.
I didn't even know what the hell it was. I'd have to look. Yeah, I think it was because he wasn't in was he in Lee's or Tomart's is when they did the
that's
big
when they started posting all this shit in the magazines. I didn't know who it was either, Martin, when I got started. I'm like, who's fucking Charlie Flat?
I just go walking over to this table and I'm looking at a box Spectre and I'm like, that's Amigo, but what the fuck is this? And it's like $250 and I was like, holy shit. And,
that's cheap.
I know. By today's standard, the guy had the Spectre and the red and yellow Daredevil, and I was like, I didn't know what the hell. I mean, I'm at a you go to Chiller, you go for the horror stuff,
Yeah, of course.
And I'm staring at this thing, like I'm looking at my brother, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I couldn't figure it out.
Crazy. Yeah, there was definitely he was somebody I never understood why shit was so expensive and. Whoever the bandit was, I can't. What the fuck? Berto tells me all the time. I can't remember. What was Murgo's name? The bedside bandit or whatever the fuck his name was.
Oh yeah,
the bedside bandit.
There was a guy in the group, Rich, that turned out to be. Was he a cop also, Lou?
He was a cop, and he was using his badge to take advantage of people. He was not only doing things to women that he shouldn't have under using his badge as well. You better, or you're going to jail. But he also broke into their fucking apartments.
Yeah.
He broke into their apartments. Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't he choke some girl out or something in Thailand or some shit?
He went to jail, didn't he?
He's in jail.
He's a serial. I don't know why we're dancing around it. He was a serial rapist.
Yeah, he's a serial rapist. I'm sorry, you're right. But apparently, now I don't know if this is true because I didn't see it, but when I heard one of the things he got caught, and dude, Martin, he moved to Jackson. Like when I lived in this house, I lived down the street in Freehold. He moved to Jackson. He was like literally less than 10 minutes from me, and I never met him. So, but he's like, oh, you should come by. But I don't know.
Well, that's why he moved to Jackson. He was hoping you'd come by. And if you didn't, he was going to come by. Because you
could live in Jackson and kill somebody and nobody would know. There's fucking areas, there's houses in Jackson in the middle of the woods.
Uh-oh, someone got Max.
No, Max is coming. He went
Bedside Bandit.
Ew.
Oh, Jesus. But my understanding was he choked some fucking girl to death, and I thought it was in Thailand. He fled the country. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I know he hung up with somebody who's in the group, and I'm not bringing his name up because I don't want to associate him in any way. And it's kind of sad when you think about it. But Berto, I'm like, Berto, what was his name? He's like I don't know. He
was bandit. Yeah, he was in the early mix of stuff.
Send me his name.
Ron Murgo. Here it is. I got it right here. Ron Murgo. Queens woman foils attack and police officer is charged. February 2nd, 1994. Police officials say that Officer Ronald Murgo Jr., 26, who was out of uniform. This guy basically, he's a cop. He's getting arrested for rape at 26 years old.
That was 94.
Put his hand over her mouth and pulled her off to a poorly lighted area. The woman told to a clerk, which bit his hand and escaped. She then ran Chris. I thought everything happened late 90s, early 2K. Is that when he went to jail after probably in the early 2000s? Is my understanding.
Okay,
good.
Yeah, I think now it was in 2009. He was sentenced to 16 years.
There we go.
There it is. Yep. Did it say why, Rich? Did he kill somebody?
This was for
counterfeit Migos.
Taking Charlie Flats and sending them to Taiwan to reproduce.
For assaulting and raping women in 1996. He had escaped justice for nearly a decade. Now he's being punished for his crime.
That's it. Yep.
The defendant was apprehended when a DA sample he provided in connection with an unrelated prosecution was positively matched to DNA obtained from a victim's rape kit.
Dude,
the unrelated prosecution was bad resin castings. That's right.
The People versus Murgo 2020. He fucking put in an appeal for it, July 2020. Dude, that's fucking 3 years ago. He put an appeal in. I don't know what it said.
He probably won't get released because they're just going to look at some of his work and they're going to say these boots have splits.
They're going to say you were fucking overcharging for Charlie Flats, you son of a bitch. Screw the rape charges.
They're going to say, I'm sorry, that envelope's a sticker that is not sewn in.
But you know what he did? Like he called me up and said, because I remember I spoke to him a couple times on the phone. This is before I knew any of this shit. This was way early 2000s. And he was telling me how, remember, what year did the Tickle Me Elmo come out? Does anybody remember? Like that was like all the rage. Well, the next year came the Chicken Dance Elmo. And he went and told me he cleared out like fucking cases of them from stores. He paid the employees to get them for him. Well, they never sold them where they were supposed to. So he had a fucking basement full of fucking Chicken Dance Elmos.
According to this, he's still in jail.
Oh, yeah. He tried to appeal 3 years ago. Dude, fuck him, man. He deserves to stay there for life. There's not somebody who should be on the street. Because he'll go back to doing what he wants. He's an old man now. He's like my age. He's got to be 50-something. He's probably just going to do the same shit, dude.
He's an old man at 50? Holy shit.
I'm 54.
What happened? I go get a cup of coffee and old men are 50. I feel I must be an antique.
Murgo got fucking arrested for using his badge to rape a woman.
He's like, what are we talking about? Pluto TV? Serial rapist. Well,
so dude, there's pictures of him all over the Migo Museum, and he looks like a goddamn murderer. He's like a giant. He looks like an Ed Kemper fucking dude. And he's got like cut off sleeves and he's staring. How do people not know this guy was he's horrifying looking?
Rich, how long you've been collecting in the Migo community? Let me ask you.
You should see what he looks like now. Wow.
Rich, how long have you been collecting the Mego?
How long have I haven't been in
not
the. I
collecting
never
Migos.
I think Rich has been collecting
like
like
the
what,
face,
Rich?
like
2-3 weeks.
Like the
I've been
Facebook
collecting
group.
since I've been collecting since the early '90s, but I had nothing to do with any of the community. Like
until when? Till Facebook?
Till Facebook, but it was like I only got involved with like
ambassadors.
finding the stuff probably like on the groups was probably like early 2000s, like 2005, 2006. But I didn't run in any of the rooms like you guys. Like I never knew about the Mego Museum or any of that shit. You know.
So have you been to the museum? Have you gone through the museum in depth at any point? Or
no, I've seen the page, the boards and stuff. But I'm just
so when you get a chance, go roam the museum, or Martin can probably give you the short and dirty.
Hey man, the museum.
There are guys in there who probably look like they should be on To Catch a Predator.
The museum was great. The museum was great. There was a period that place was great.
It was great. But Martin, there's guys in there like you just look at them and go, these guys shouldn't be out of a, like they look like they're, I don't want to say they're pedophiles, but they should be in a mental hospital. Some of the guys, like it was
Mel O'Grana.
I spent 7 years in the psych ward. No, I mean like there's a lot of nice people, but there's some crazy fucks out there.
Yeah. I would say there's probably tenfold more on Facebook.
Yeah, 100%.
That I've run into. Yeah. There were some. Yeah, look, I'm not going to deny there were some cats there. There's some cats that show up and you could tell they were liquored up, and the conversations got really weird, just argumentative over the strangest shit.
Those Robin shoes didn't come in that chocolate brown. They only came in diarrhea brown. What are you talking about, you moron? Yeah, that kind of shit. Wait, read the comments. Buck said read the comments.
Read the comments, damn it.
So Murgo was a member in high regard at the Mego Museum, Flats partner. So Buck, for Murgo, he bought so much from Charlie. This is what he told me, because I spoke to him on the phone. And this had to be way early 2000s. He bought so much from Charlie, like he's like, you have to buy his stuff, Lou. Charlie's a guy. Fuck those Migos. You got to get Charlie Flats. I'm like, I don't have $800 to spend on an action figure. He's like, you don't understand. The bow is hand carved wood, and you can shoot real arrows. I'm like, what am I, defending the house with an 8-inch figure? But he did kind of get Charlie into do those. Actually, Rich, you know the Bela Lugosi Dracula I told you to get, the Flat World?
I have it. Yeah.
Okay, that. And did you get the Uncle Sam from Be Natural Toys?
I haven't gotten the Uncle Sam, no.
Okay, so those figures were a product of Ron working with Charlie, but I'm going to say this. I don't think any of that was Charlie's idea. I think that was Ron. I know it was Ron going to Charlie. I would have to guess it was Ron going to Charlie without any fact.
Charlie's big. Well, first
He's
of all,
a quiet guy.
If Charlie had a partner, it would be Greg Turpin.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turpin would be the guy that you'd call, because he's the one who probably shepherded a lot for Charlie over the years. Greg's a good dude.
Charlie's a very nice guy. I met him at He's wicked cool.
Charlie in the 90s, his whole thing was he tried to get in the WB stores, and he had brought them, his line of DC figures, and they asked him what's the retail going to be, and he said like 75 to 80, and they said no one's paying that, so they didn't go with it.
But he sold it for $800 to.
Well, that's the thing when you think about it, and it's funny we talk about the last meet. That's the conversation I had between me, him, and I introduced him to Marty. Is I was explaining that story to Marty, and I said, this guy was doing NECA and McFarlane before McFarlane and NECA. I said, and he had the business model that everyone follows now.
Yeah.
And the WB store thought he was crazy. And
Is he still making for what happened to him? Is he still alive?
He's down in Florida. He's still kicking.
Charlie? He was at
Charlie Flat.
Yeah, he was at Mego Meet. I saw him there.
No, I talked to him. I talked to him a few times during COVID. I think one of his parents, something happened with one of his parents, and so he was trying to deal with a lot of that stuff.
He was selling the Uncle Sam figures there, Rich. That's where I bought it from him. He's like, they're $20 each because they were 40 or 50 or something.
No, dude, they were $5.
Oh, $5? Were they $5 when we went there?
Yeah, I got like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, they were cheap. All I remember is they're cheap, and he's like, yeah, I got a garage full of them. But I did buy. Too bad Danny Gates isn't on here because I'd blow his head. So blow his head with this. So I bought
what the hell?
A bag. His head would explode. So I bought a bag of the Rainfall 12-inch. he had all these body parts in a bag of these Goliath figures. I'm like, how much you want for those? He's like, I don't know, give me $10 or $15.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you that. And I built like 4 figures out of them. I'm like, these are good. I'm gonna have to fucking send like a crate of those to Gates. He's just gonna open them live in his head.
You remember Trappy?
Trappy.
Yeah. He was there. He's been around the Mego community for.
Is it Matt or Ron?
Might be. Yeah, I just know his last name was something with Trap, so he was Trappy. He was the guy. He had all the Captain Action round 2 on his table.
Okay.
And he had.
Was he in the middle?
He was like right next to you, like right across from you. Yeah, in the middle. Yeah, he had a ton of great shit, ton of great stuff. And he was blowing stuff out left and right.
Not Clark. Paul Clare was across from us. Remember Hulk?
Hulk? He might have been like
Clare,
1 or 2
big guy.
Yeah, I don't think he was direct.
So I'm going to go on camera and say this. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, yeah. So Trappy had, he had that Hawkeye, that round 2 Hawkeye. The one you had to build.
Yeah,
he had that. He sold it. He sold that thing for like maybe $30. That's what I remember. It was like this. Yeah, he had a ton of great shit. Ton of great. That's like when me and Berto talk about this stuff at the meet. Like the Did you see Johnny the Marks just had their little convention at the Toy and Train Museum in Wheeling?
They still do shit there?
Well, the Marks has they've always had a convention opposite me.
Marks had the MARX. Yeah, those guys.
Yeah. What do they call it? Johnny Con? That's crazy. Wes put up a bunch of photos.
Like ContraCon. It's ContraCon.
Yeah, I was looking at the photos that the Wes had put up, and I was like, it was surreal to look at that. All that space underneath is still the same.
Jesus. Well, what was the deal, Martin, when they did those shows? Yeah, they let the guys put like customs inside one of their glass cabinets downstairs.
Yeah. The one guy, I can't remember whose wife it was. The first year, one of the first years we went, she brought her entire Hello Kitty collection.
What?
Yeah, and she filled up the. I don't think you were there that year.
I went the second year. They asked me to go.
They filled up this entire section. Yeah, my girls were so young at the time; they loved it.
Do you remember? Hold on, this is going to be a walk back in time. Do you remember? Was it Pin or Ping? She was like this Asian guy's wife or girlfriend, and she would sew outfits for people. Do you remember her? And then they just disappeared one day, and people were like, "Hey man, I paid her." They were paying like $15. I mean, how much could she be making, right? Well, I paid her $15. I didn't get my suit. I'm like, well, that sucks. And she just like disappeared off the face of the earth.
There's been a handful, I think we were talking about that other time. There's been a handful of different seamstresses that have come in and done a lot of work, and then I don't know if it's burnout or what, and then they just
I can't. I mean, how much money? I mean, that's a lot of work.
You can get. I mean, think about it, dude. If you could get flooded, you could get absolutely flooded.
Baker had people coming up to her at the show, and she brought her sewing machine. She was sewing shit at the show because they were right next to us. So she was sewing stuff at the show for people. I'm like, Jesus, give the girl a break. But
who was at the museum? It was Diana.
I thought it was Pin. Is it Pin or Ping or
that? Well, that would have been early. But I mean, like going back several years ago, I want to say it was Diana was the one that was doing a lot of sewing.
Martin, I haven't been on that museum, and
you weren't around that much then. She was getting busted. I want to say was she the one doing all the Star Trek stuff? Someone was doing a ton of Star Trek stuff, and they just got swamped.
Wait, Teresa. Buck said Teresa did a bunch of sewing. I remember her name.
That's one. Yep.
Teresa,
yeah.
We're over, Buck.
Hey, Martin, look what came today.
What'd you get?
A box of soap.
Remember we were talking about the Taco Bell monsters?
Grove cookies?
Yeah. I thought you had them all.
No, I don't have them all. So this is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Hold on, let's give him a showpiece. Hang on.
Well, that's you. Package.
That's you arrogant bastard.
There we go. I have to slide it over when it moves.
So it comes with a trading card, even.
A what?
Do you have all the trading cards?
I do now because I have all the monsters.
Oh, so you actually got them with the trading cards. So is the bag?
Yeah, this lady was selling these. They were $5 a piece. These are
unopened. Is that unopened versions?
Yeah.
So
where did you find those?
eBay.
And you just opened it?
What the fuck am I going to do with it in this? Like, what use is
Talk
it
to Johnny. I don't know. What are you going to do with the fucking
You can't
bag?
even see it. Like, it's just.
Are you saving the bag?
It smells like,
I bet you're saving the bag, though, aren't you?
I'll save the bag, but
he's saving the bag. I knew you were going to say, what are you going to do with an empty bag? Just throw it out.
But look, even he's in a bag.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
And Max is in a bag, but that's a different bag.
What is that? Who is that?
Well, this is supposed to be their version of Frankenstein. They call him Beast Store. But they did some great work on these things.
He looks like Sub-Zero from fucking Mortal Kombat from here.
Well, he looks like David Prowse from the Hammer Frankenstein movie, the one that's everybody's kind of least favorite one.
That's Frankensanch.
How about the one when he does? How about the one when he does the traffic safety officer? When David Prowse did that, did you
Maniac
see that
Cop.
Oh.
That's
I know what you're talking about, like the British film, like
and he had like the big, I think like the big plus on his chest with the green outfit or something. He's teaching kids how to cross the street. It's fucking awesome.
Have you ever seen the one where Donald Pleasance is the voice of Dark Water? And it's from, it's like a British safety film. And it's about kids not going near water and falling in water. He's like, I am the voice of dark water. Like he's like, it's just so creepy.
Dude, that's too crazy. Buck's going to bed. Buck, you another old motherfucker.
Night, Buck.
Buck's been doing this shit for Jesus. Buck's been in this shit, I think, longer than I have. I think Buck was one of the first ones to piss Heiler off enough to get pulled out of the museum, if I remember correctly. Sanchenstein. What the fuck is Sanchez? I bet he's over there. He's chatting up in the roome. I'm gonna smack the piss out.
Check this out, man. That's pretty awesome. Look at that coffin.
That is cool.
That is cool. Hold on. Let's give it so people can say. There we go. Yeah, that's nice.
I mean, this was just for a fast food toy, right?
Yeah, no, that's nice.
And you got a cool looking Dracula.
And what year were these?
Jeez, I think they're what, 90s? The early 2000s, maybe.
Yeah,
they just don't make shit. That's when the Burger Kings were what?
97. Burger King's 97.
Yeah, they don't make that shit anymore. You don't get that. Fucking have the Halloween buckets from McDonald's this year. They're fucking crap. They're just garbage.
No, you said you Max, were flashing people at the movies today in your popcorn bucket, Lou?
Max, I bought two flash buckets. They were the last two they had, and Max got one of them. So.
Oh, Max, don't take that.
It's still in the plastic. That's still in the plastic.
Max, that has DNA evidence in it.
Lou's like, time to take the bucket to the bathroom.
Ding.
Hey, I get free latex gloves at work, so that's
Jesus Christ. Is a mummy supposed to be upside down in it, or is that as they pack it?
No, he's like a zombie, like a ghoul.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's really cool. Those were from Taco Bell, you said, right?
Correct.
I would never have them because I don't eat a Taco Bell. That's one place I will never go. I went once in my life. I'll never go again.
Oh, I love me some Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's
not
good.
Even fucking close to Mexican or Spanish.
Says the Italian guy that eats at fucking Olive Garden.
Yeah. At least it's fucking got tomatoes in the sauce.
There you go. The cool thing about Taco Bell is you could just go up and say, give me $5 worth, because it doesn't matter what they put in the bag. It all tastes the same.
What do they sell there? The broiled, fried, deep fried breakfast chorizo?
Jesus, Rich, I had to drop 10 barrels in the water to drag him out of the food conversation.
That's a Wolfman. That's a good one. That's actually a good one. I like that one.
These things are bigger than the Burger King ones were. Look at the size of that.
Is that 7-inch coffin?
Look at the size of this.
That's pretty big.
Hold on, I'll tell you if it's 7 inches.
What, are you going to measure 5 times? So how many of those did they make?
38.
They made the Mummy, the Wolfman, Dracula, Beast Store, and the Ghoul. And then in...
There was a special mail away if you ate 3 tacos in under a minute.
They made the Witch. She's the hardest one to find because she wasn't released in the United States.
Where was that out of?
I believe it was out of Mexico.
Does she come with a coffin or no?
She comes. I don't have the thing she came with. I just have
Lou. I just want you to think about this, Lou.
Yeah.
They released an exclusive of a witch in Mexico, and you had to go to Taco Bell in Mexico to get.
How many people in Mexico go to Taco Bell?
So there's probably like 10.
It's only tourists go. I don't honestly like it. Yes, you can joke about the Olive Garden thing, but I don't know one fucking Mexican that has no pride that would go eat a Taco Bell.
You can open a Tomarts and it's going to be that witch and yak face.
This is from Mexico. It's like some knockoff ass thing. This is like
that's good
rubber, but what do you think it is? Is it the Remco creature that they did a mold of?
That's what it looks like to me.
Let me see.
That looks like that looks like a Remco one. How tall is it? Is that 5 inches?
3 3/4 inch. You know.
That looks like a Remco one to me.
It has no articulation on the arms.
There's naturally no year or any idea of the year, right?
No, there's nothing on it.
Nothing on the bottom.
But the thing is, a lot of stuff out of Mexico is just people get the molds and they make them.
They just pour them. We got that one guy in the group, David.
Cal Gongora or whatever.
He does the Marks. No, Mark. He does the Marks recast. So he's sending me.
That's a Marks recast right there.
Yeah, he's sending. I told him I want the fuchsia ones. He's sending me the fuchsia set. I'm sending off that Archie figure I have. Yeah. Taco Bell sells bean flavored laxatives.
I will open. I did cave and buy this guy.
Are you going to open it now live?
Yeah.
I thought you bought both of them. Didn't you buy both of them?
I did. I bought both of them, but I'm gonna. The reason I bought this guy, I'll show you why.
Get the knife and slice it.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You wanted the coat hanger that looks like nunchucks?
No, you know why? Because it's got the melting face. I haven't even looked.
No, I thought you wanted the little accessory, which is the nunchucks that turn into a coat hanger.
I haven't even seen or looked at any of the Indiana Jones stuff, and I'm like, why would he buy Toth? Oh, because it's got wax melting face.
The what's it called? Doesn't the 3 3/4 inches look like garbage, but this one I thought might be okay. So let's see what he looks like.
Does it come with extra faces?
Yeah,
it's supposed to.
It comes with a happy face. It comes with tied you to the post. I'm gonna burn you alive.
Bag now.
Oh, that's like an egg roll. It's a fucking egg roll. Is that a wax bag?
Yeah, but where are the accessories?
Jesus, what does that mean?
Accessories not included. Give me a break. There's really no accessories in there.
Dude, there's no accessories in here.
Is he supposed to have accessories?
Yeah.
What's he supposed to have?
He's supposed to have. This is how he came. That's it. There's no fucking.
Turn the back of the box and see if it says accessories not included. You have to buy the accessory kit.
And this is what else is just this empty box.
You sure they're not under that part there?
Where's his fucking hat?
That's what it says.
That's it. That's what I mean. There's nothing here. That's it. This is the half-ass thing he is.
Come on, there's no way. There's no way.
Wait a minute. Wait till he opens the Indiana Jones and it has no hat either.
This up on, and this is how he came. This no fucking hat, no accessory.
What's the box show? What's the front of the box?
So the box shows this.
It comes with the golden arc.
So you got the hat?
Yep.
You got to fucking.
Dude, Hasbro's really getting bad.
And he's supposed to have the Luger pistol. He's supposed to have.
Is that Hasbro? Is that Hasbro?
This is Hasbro.
Yeah, that's a fuck up. That's a screw up.
Did you order that, or did you find that in the store?
I bought it at Target.
Oh, somebody at Target probably took it out because the hat was offensive.
Was the whole thing sealed, Rich, right now, or was it one of those you could pop open the lip?
You just cut tape?
No, it's sealed because I just cut the tape.
You just cut it? Okay.
Dude, if you open the Indiana Jones one,
that's straight from the factory, the way that came.
Well, I would check your Indiana Jones one. It might not have the parts either.
Hey, just buy more for the good of all Hasbro.
For the good of all.
I'm going to return it at this point.
Just keep buying them until you find the right one.
How much do they go for?
Well, it was the only one they had, and I wanted them because they had the melting face. You were exactly
right. Hasbro's cheaper than NECA, right?
Wait a minute. Rich, how soon do you have to have it? Can you wait 12 weeks?
Why?
Because you can go to AliExpress and get it without the Hasbro logo on it for fucking
dude.
$4.
Oh my god. So listen to this.
Love AliExpress.
I ended up in one of those the other night. Just we were out.
Oh, you can find so much shit. You got to be careful.
It was the crazy. So there was a ton of some of the He-Man stuff and whatnot, and just looking at that.
You have to be careful when you do stuff because they advertise with one picture, and then if you don't, you have to click the picture because the price changes. If they have more than one picture, like so people buy it and go, I got that for $10, and it's a $300 thing, and you get the shitty one.
I'm looking, and I'm like, oh, they got all these Marvel Legends. Let me see what they have. And there was literally boxes on the ground, right? The shipping boxes opened up of Marvel Legends, and every figure in 4 on the ground, 2 on the shelves, and 1 up top was America Chavez from the Doctor Strange movie line.
That's awesome.
I guess the Asians love her.
That's how piss poor that figure sold. Yeah. And it was, oh God, it was minimum 6 to a box.
Yeah, but they do that shit for politics. Nobody wants that stuff. They just do it for politics. They go, you didn't make a figure of me. Well, we didn't think it would sell. I mean, how many fucking stupid toys you see on the shelf forever that don't sell? They just sit there. Why would you make that?
Yeah, and there was like 2 Baron Mordos. And I was like, okay. And then just row after row. And then an insane glut of the Eternal figures. and it's like that's where you know, and a ton of Shang-Chi shit, and you're just like, well, that's how you know these movies didn't do well. Look how much of this crap is just sitting there.
Just sits there.
Fucking, oh my God, the amount of it.
I know, but the same time, though, I don't think kids, well, we talk about this all the time, I don't think kids really get toys anymore. Like, not like that.
You know what the weird thing is, though? When
collectors do.
You look at the Eternals, you look at the Eternals line, who's buying a 50-year-old Selma Hayek?
I don't know. Those figures, when I went to Walmart, the only reason those figures got moved and there were no dust on them is because people were digging for other things, like non-Eternal figures in the back. Like, it would just sit there. I'm like, this has been here for 9 months. Who wants this crap? Then they go to clearance, and the whole shelf is moved to clearance.
Indiana Jones did come with everything.
Does he have a gut on him?
He's got a whip.
Does he have fat body?
He's just got, how the shirt's sort of hanging out.
He doesn't look a little out of shape.
Is that the figure that the guy did the review of, and he said because the shirt kind of hangs out, it makes him look like he has a gut, but he doesn't really have a gut.
Right. It's because, even in the movie, he's got the shirt hanging out.
No, that's a good figure.
Kind of looks like Harrison Ford. I don't know. You can't see, kind of out of focus here.
That's not a bad figure.
No. And it's got...
what happened to Max? Did Max fall off? Oh, he's
got a bunch of hands.
Max is watching too.
No, I'm checking the
comments.
The idol.
What is that, a gummy bear?
No, it's the idol, you asshole. Did you see the
gummy bear?
Gummy bear. Does it squeeze?
Because of the gummy bear.
Is it made out of hard plastic or is it like rubber?
Hard plastic.
All right, that's not a gummy bear. It might be an everlasting gobstopper.
2 things from the Ark.
So do you get the Ark?
No, you're supposed to build it by buying all the other figures.
Oh.
To build an Ark.
Pistol.
Oh.
Lou.
Good.
Lou, it's the fucking Ark.
Yeah, but how many figures you have to buy to build it? There's always like 1 or 2 figures that nobody wants.
What's the whole story of the Ark?
It's lost.
You got to build the damn Ark.
No, I get that, but then you got to buy all the figures you don't want too. Which figure do you not want out of that series, Rich, that you're going to have to buy?
I'm not buying. All I wanted was these 2. I wanted Tote and I wanted Indy, because I thought Indy would look cool.
He wanted the German mechanic, but he's just gonna.
Mechanic would be.
He's just gonna.
They made that single wing or whatever they call it. That would be cool.
I have to say, he doesn't look that bad, Indiana
That
Jones.
guy, Lou, I think, did that guy just pass away? I just heard something about that guy.
The mechanic. Oh,
yeah.
He wasn't even German, was he?
No.
I always thought he was the Iron Sheik.
That's who they have for.
I want to say he. Oh God, yeah. I just heard some story about that cat because I think he's in. Is he in Indiana? Is he in Raiders twice? He's once
he is because he's like a stuntman.
Yeah,
Okay.
All right, Indiana Jones came out cool.
But the other guy, they didn't give you the stuff?
Rich wanted a Sala figure with Dead Monkey.
I can send you an LJN Rookies hat, baseball cap, if that'll help you. Might be a little big, but just put a little sticky tack on there. It'll work on the head.
I wanted the melting face. Actually,
does he have melting face?
The tote sculpt is pretty good, but the not having the accessories.
You know what? Maybe his face got too hot and he melted his hat.
It's just not. Isn't that weird that it's not in there?
That is weird. Was the indie stuff in a separate bag?
Nope. Yeah, they each came in a separate little bag. So indies.
Yeah, you got to bring that back. They're going to accuse you of stealing the accessories. So get ready.
He literally has video to show he did not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He just
You'll have to give the media.
I need this stream, Luke. Because you sent me on a USB
We have to go through 5 minutes of this sex offender talk.
Let me scroll past talking about this serial rapist.
You'll have to watch this later and bookmark that.
Hold on a second. Do you know this guy, Ron Dorgo? All right, we'll skip that part. We'll skip that part.
What a fucking gyp, dude.
Was that thing like more than $20?
Yeah, Rich, I'm looking at him on Amazon. He comes with melting face, trench coat, gun, hat, pieces of the Ark, Does
it come with the nunchuck hanger, Mark?
It comes with some used prophylactics. I don't know what that has to do with the figure, but
he'd be better if you pushed, like you squeezed him and his eyes bugged out of his head. He should be squeezable. His eyes just push out of his head. Does he have glasses?
They could do something like that, right? With like slime coming out of him or something like that.
Does he have glasses or no glasses?
He has glasses sculpted onto his face.
Oh, that's cool. That's all right. Meanwhile, if you squeeze him and he shits out plastic. It's so bad. Yeah, you got to take that back and get your either another one or get your money back.
I wonder if I order it off of Amazon if I'll get it right.
And Rich is like, this is my 7th attempt. I didn't get the hat on this one, but I did get the hanger. What's the Ark piece that he comes with, Rich?
What'd you say?
Oh, you didn't even have the Ark piece in it because he has no accessories.
Correct.
Oh, jeez.
I'm looking at the 8-inch ones here. They have some pretty kind of cool ones.
That's what she said.
Has anybody seen Dial of Destiny yet?
No. But they're giving away.
Yes,
I put that thing up before. If you buy $35 at Applebee's, they'll give you a ticket. Why would I spend $35? I can get a ticket for half that.
You wouldn't live to see it if you spent $35 at Applebee's.
Dude, I could not go see that movie. They did show a preview tonight, I think, for it. Or something. No, they did. No, I'm sorry, they did not. That was the ad I saw for Applebee's. I went to see oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot what it is. Oh, Jesus.
You went to Insidious, right?
Insidious.
Is it good?
I'm fucking tired. Insidious. I mean, you want to see a movie that's relatively entertaining and you'll jump? Yeah, I mean, but it's not like it's not getting any Oscars. Let's just say.
How did you get a flash tub when you went to go see Insidious?
Because
how does that
they had
work?
a couple left over. I said, "Do you have any of those left?" Because they still have some Transformer ones, and they still have some of the Fast and the Furious cars, which are actually really cool. So you have any flash tubs? She's like, "Oh yeah, we got a couple left." I'm like, "I'll take those." So what the hell? Why not? I said, people complain they can't get them. And it is pretty strange because they do have different promos in different parts of the country. Like here we had for the Dungeons & Dragons movie, they had a Dungeons & Dragons dice that sold out in like hours. It was like gone. And then in other parts, they had like a cup and a fucking, I don't know, it was like a cup and I don't know what they
I don't think any of my movie theaters have that shit when I go there. I don't see any of that.
You go to AMC or where do you go?
No, it's not AMC. We have the hell's it called near us?
Because these promos are AMC promos, I can tell you that.
Isn't AMC going out of business or something?
I don't know.
They closed a bunch.
Chinese, so who knows?
I know a lot of them closed. I don't know if the whole chain went out, but a lot closed. Yeah.
Do you have the Marcus theaters by you, Rich?
No, we have Cinemark. That's what it is. Cinemark. Yeah.
I thought those went out of business in like 1987.
No,
we used to have
Cinemark
here. Yeah, we used to have them somewhere.
It's a big Midwest chain, Midwest through, and I think it started in Texas actually.
We used
to have Showcase and General Cinemas. That was the big thing.
General Cinema was a big. I worked at that in college. That was the shit.
Yeah, we had AMC, Marcus, and General.
General was the shit.
Rich drives 2.5 hours to go to the last Carmike Theater.
I went to the Ziegfeld Theater in New York to see Pirates of the Caribbean. I took Amanda years ago, and you go in, and it was literally the curtains open. The curtains are closed. A guy walked out on the middle of the stage because there's a stage where the curtains open and then there's the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ziegfeld Theater. Tonight we are proud to present Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, it was like this whole show, but I think that theater's like over 100 years old, isn't it? It's really old. That Ziegfeld Theater, but it was pretty cool.
Lou, I saw the 76 King Kong remake in New York.
That would have been awesome.
Opening weekend.
When was that done?
Down in the city.
Oh, you mean in 1976? You saw that? Yeah. You saw that? Okay.
He saw the 1939 version when it opened up. Marty is 100 years old.
You know that thing? You know that you should
went to the Ziegfeld Follies there.
I met Ziegfeld himself. He bought me a piece of lemon meringue pie and told me I had legs that went on forever.
You know the original Kong used to get released every 10 years?
What, the black and white one?
Yeah, in the theaters.
First time I saw it, we were
RKO would do 10th anniversary, 20th, 30th, and whatnot.
We were
and that's how Godzilla came about, because they released it in '53, and it did huge business in Japan. And Yuko Tanaka, the producer, took notice of how well the movie did, and then I think what was it? 20,000 Leagues from Under the Sea came out, and The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms was around the corner.
Oh, Beast from 20,000 Fathoms, that was a good film.
Yeah, and so he just amalgamated some of the bigger films that occurred, and that's where they came up with their story from.
That'd be cool to see in the theater.
King Kong,
I'd love to see the original
in our
Kong.
house.
That's why when you watch the original Godzilla, you get that whole story in the beginning about the villagers praying to some god that doesn't add up to the whole radioactive atomic experimentation stuff.
Right. Well, there's two different cuts of that movie, There's the Japanese cut.
I'm talking, you watch the original, even the original Japanese one, you watch they run into these villagers and they're talking about some god and so on and so forth, and then the way they tried to retcon it later was these people were praying to a dinosaur, but no, it was just they were lifting shit from King Kong. That's all it was.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. It was the natives, which were Japanese people in blackface.
Oh yeah, that went over real well.
Yeah, that was.
We can get away with that. Well, you could get away with that in Japan today, but you couldn't.
Lou thought that was completely authentic until he moved, and then he was utterly confused.
I did see that King Kong remake in the movies, but not in New York. I remember.
I wanted to see that so bad in the movies when I was a kid, but then I saw it in the airing when it aired on TV, and they padded it to go over 2 nights.
Oh yeah.
And then I remember renting the video later on. I'm like, where are all these scenes that I swear to God there was this scene that happened in the movie that I remember, and it's why isn't it in this? Because they never released the TV cut on.
The two most famous cuts for television was he fights a giant snake and rips his mouth.
I thought that was the dinosaur, the T-Rex.
That's 30.
No T-Rex in the remake. It's just a snake.
Oh, and the remake. I thought you said the original. I'm sorry.
No, in '76, there's a scene where he fights a giant snake, and is that? I don't think that's in the theatrical, right, Rich?
I don't even remember that.
You're right. And then also the other thing is Charles Grodin.
Because it's on the glass. You look at half the promotional stuff. There's scenes of him fighting a giant snake.
Right.
But it's not in the theatrical, and then it's on it's the ABC cut. It's in there, and then at the end when he's getting shot by the helicopters, there's a lot of shit actually in New York, a lot. And there's a handful of things with the witch doctor and whatnot when they reach the island. So it's one of those cuts that for a television cut where it's actually really interesting the shit that they pull.
Better almost, yeah. And the same thing with Charles Grodin's death is more like he gets stomped.
Yeah.
really getting stomped.
Yeah, he gets blasted. It just doesn't Kong. Yeah, because they show Grodin smushed.
Right. Kong
in
gets
the television.
Kong stomps him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the weird thing about it is for you have a television cut which is actually more bloody than the movie,
right?
In the theatrical release.
And then they did the same thing with Halloween. They padded a lot of scenes. They added some scenes for TV, which are kind of actually really interesting.
That movie scared the shit out of me, dude, when I was a kid.
Because there's like a scene where they go to like a school where like they're like, oh, Michael Myers has been here, and it's really kind of creepy. And I think they even have some scenes with him as like a kid and like Loomis like talking to him at the.
Yep, that's right. I remember that now. Yeah,
like that.
Well,
like that, they did a lot. They did that a lot. They would film scenes for TVs, knowing that there would be stuff cut out and things like that. Some are good. Some there's actually an edition of Jaws that I had bought as a bootleg at a convention way back in '92 on VHS. Where one of the times they aired Jaws, they had almost all the deleted scenes were actually in the movie.
Yep.
There's a scene where Quint goes to buy the piano wire at the music shop, and there's a kid like playing the clarinet, and he's behind him going like bop 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 bop, like just trying to bug the shit out of the kid. It's pretty good actually.
The guy with the boat, what the fuck's his name? The guy who gets
Ben Gardner.
Yeah, there's that scene with Ben Gardner. Yeah. It's
too funny.
Aliens was the most famous for the television cuts because that's where they show. There's some stuff with the LV-426 colony, but the famous thing is they have those automatic gunfire to.
Right. Yeah.
And I think Cameron said he cut that because it told the audience how reduced the number of aliens there were, and he didn't like that.
Right.
And but the other big one, of course, was Superman.
Oh yeah.
Which with fucking Superman, which as I've told the story, my college roommate found a guy in fucking Indiana who worked at a station. He had the print. He got the print, and that's the print that circulated back to Donner's people. Because a friend of mine did an interview with Donner when they were doing all the disc stuff. It was the craziest thing. It was like they watched it. They fucking watched this print, and they realized that in this print there was a scene that they missed when they put the original DVD edition together.
Wow.
There's a scene where Kryptonian security guard is flying to stop Jor-El.
Right.
And the editor and Donner, because my friend brought it up to him and they're like, "What are you talking about?" And then they watched it again and they're like, "Holy shit, we don't have that." So they never found the master for it.
And they also didn't they have the scene where like Non like breaks like the security guard's neck and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Those
are kind of cool.
That shit that stuff will never happen anymore. That's a weird thing, television edits. This will never exist.
Yeah.
Right, because it doesn't matter anymore, right? Like
exactly.
Cares. Although I guess they still edit stuff for like TCM and TLC. I don't know, whatever. Like some of the channels it'll still say edited for TV.
Oh, they trim shit, and they mess with dialogue and they mess with sound recordings if somebody's lost a royalty and stuff. But in terms of additional footage or changes like that, it's the opposite. Everything we watch is so protracted and so lengthened, just to the point of death, that when how many shows can you watch? People wonder why the Marvel shows and Disney's had such a problem, because so much of the shit is filler.
Right.
So much of the episodes is just filler. I haven't even bothered to watch Secret Invasion. I just knew there was going to be problems with that. I was like, no, I'm not wasting my time. Sure enough, everything you read, it's like, no, this sounds like they really had no fucking idea where they were heading in terms of as a series. You may have a 2-hour movie there, but you don't have a series.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I kind of do because I like Jackson as Nick Fury, and it seemed like they were trying to do a 3 Days of the Condor type thing with it, but I don't know. I haven't. Some of those series I've checked out on because they just weren't that interesting. The other one that was crap. What was the other one I was just thinking about?
Skull Island.
Skull Island was a cartoon. I like that idea of I liked the movie Skull Island. I liked the whole
I didn't
concept.
like the cartoon. I thought it was pretty
Did you watch that, Lou?
Some of it. I thought it was pretty boring, to be honest with you.
Now, Lou, did you watch the Netflix one, or did you watch the Rankin Bass '60s cartoon? I think that was Skull Island.
No, the Netflix one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I have that Rankin Bass Kong, from that set.
Oh, that's right, you do.
I don't have anything else though. I've always wanted that set. I guess it's really hard to get nowadays, but you can find pieces of it here and there.
Rankin Bass, Lou, did a King Kong cartoon.
A King Kong cartoon or
They also did a King Kong. They also did a King Kong movie. They were responsible for King Kong Escapes.
Well, they actually technically, yeah, they ended up with King Kong Escapes because
what was it?
No, well, you know King Kong Escapes, right, Lou? Where he fights the Robot Kong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Rankin Bass.
Rankin Bass produced that.
But the one that looks like the typical Japanese Godzilla movie?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have that on DVD somewhere.
Yeah,
I got her autograph right there. Linda Miller from.
There we go. Yeah, that was produced by the people behind Rudolph and Frosty.
That's crazy.
With Toho, yeah. Yeah, it's the whole
rights. They were so big in Japan. They all their animators. They were the first ones to really like go over to Japan and use these guys. If you watch those like Tolkien movies, like The Hobbit and the Return of the King that they did, that's early Miyazaki.
Yep.
His artists were working on those.
Is that the shit where it looks like they took live actors and drew over top of them?
That's cartoon. Lord of the Rings. That's Bakshi did that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
That's the rotoscope. Yeah.
It gets confused because there's 3 animated versions. 2 were by Rankin Bass and 1 was by Bakshi. Bakshi did the rotoscoping. And Rankin Bass, they might have done. There's a lot of rotoscoping in all animation, to a certain degree. It goes all the way back to like friggin' Disney. Like there's rotoscoping in Snow White and shit like that. You know that Martin probably knows, but Bela Lugosi is the demon on Bald Mountain in Fantasia. They have studio shots where they brought him into the studio and he's posing, doing the poses of the demon. Yeah,
it's crazy. It's pretty. It's really amazing to see like how much shit has changed, and even time wise, it's not that much. You look at shit like that on TV for us as kids in the 70s and the commercials and stuff. And now, like, I mean, you had to watch scheduled programs. Now you fucking get shit whenever you want, however you want. I mean, you download or whatever, it's stream it. Do you even need, who was I talking about the 3D TV recently? Somebody, was it you?
Yeah.
Did you have the 3D glasses for the TV? One of my customers had it.
Because I gave you that creature from the Black Lagoon set, and I know it's got the 3D version in there, but you need a 3D.
No. The one that had, I was talking to a customer about those televisions that they sold 3D TVs where you had to buy the glasses.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And then you could watch.
Mess up your eyes.
Would anything, what worked on 3D in that? Didn't have to be a 3D type movie or something, or anything was.
You had to have a 3D TV, a 3D DVD player, a 3D.
Yeah, it's like, what's the point? I'm like,
so there was specific, because I had a Toshiba that had that built into it, and there was naturally, you're talking about discs that were 3D in context, but there were shows that were designated, mostly sports.
Okay.
Because you had to have cameras for it. You had to go live for it. Never worked.
I was gonna say, you have to wear glasses.
And never function off. And just watch it regular.
Yeah. We never watched it. We tried it once or twice at 3D. It kind of worked with some of the movies, but in terms of the live television stuff, it never worked. I think Sharp had one too. Someone else had another brand, maybe an Epson. Someone had one that worked really, really well. But
that died on the vine. Remember every goddamn movie was getting released in 3D for a while. Like you just went to the theater and it was like, you want to see the 3D version or you want to see the regular version?
No, even like old 3D was like shit would come at you in your face, right? Like House of Wax, he's hitting the ball, it's coming at you. 3D, I was like, no, it looks like it's above the screen. It wasn't even, it's hitting balls in your face. It's not even like anything's coming at you. Like nothing's flying at you. I think the last thing I remember seeing in 3D where shit's flying at you was it Jaws 3D where they exploded the shark and all the pieces were flying by? And that's it. On that, it's like, okay, well, here's 3D. I'm like, okay, here's
Lou, it's called upsell.
Yeah, I mean, it was like nothing.
Everything, there was a stretch there when, I think we've had a variation of this conversation. You look at when they unpegged movie theater tickets from inflation.
Yeah.
And they just decided, okay, well, this is how we're going to build this out in terms of costs. So then it becomes, it's a drill down, right? That's the same problems with almost any industry. We talk about action figures, you talk about the comic industry, you talk about whatever you want. Is they want to focus on a smaller group of people because it's easier to manage, and then tap them more. So all of a sudden, yeah, you hear about how great ticket prices were selling, you know, how not ticket prices, but how the box office draw for a weekend. Look at these numbers. Okay, you have a half the size of the audience that was coming for Star Wars or what, even the 80s. Sure. Forget Jaws and Star Wars. Just go to things that came out in the 80s. The number of people that were in theaters for the 80s compared to today's.
Oh, yeah.
Well, these are theaters that held 1,000 people in them.
The thing, if it cost me $375 back then to go see $350, right? To go see like Star Trek 3, for an example.
Yep.
Okay. And then today it's $10 for me. Well, guess what? You don't need me and you three guys to go see Star Trek 3. You just need me and maybe one other person, and it pays off better.
Yeah, I agree. So, you know, you're 100% right. Well, they said, was it like Gone with the Wind was like one of the highest grossing films for years and years and years. Like, oh, well, E.T. blew it away. Yeah, well, that's true. But the fucking movies back then were fucking 5 cents to go see Gone with the Wind. And E.T. was, I don't know, $4 or something.
You're also talking Gone with the Wind was released over a period of time.
Yeah,
you know, right. Like Martin was saying, they would re-release these movies all the time. So its overall gross was huge because people, I mean, I can remember I saw Jaws in its second run. Mm-hmm. So I was alive when it came out in 75, but we were, you know, but then we saw when Jaws 2 came out, they re-released Jaws to theaters. Right. And that's when I saw Jaws. Right. I did see it in the theater, but it was in 78. And it's
nothing tops in the end. Nothing tops, you know, the first Star Wars. Nothing tops that in terms of the amount, the sheer amount of people, the volume of people that saw that thing. They've tried to make claims at certain points that ET breached whatever numbers, but you go back and you just read any of the literally people paying to sit in the aisles.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't, you know, there's only so many showings. That's all.
What happened to his microphone? Sounds like he's talking to someone.
Your microphone, you sound like you're really far away, Martin. Like
you're talking to a straw.
Is this any better?
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm in the bathroom and I put the phone on the other side of the room.
No, I put the phone in the toilet.
There you go.
Is it?
I remember going to see Star Wars, and every weekend we went, it was sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out. I mean, I probably saw it a month after it had been out. It took because every time my dad would be like, he'd look at the line and be like, "Fuck it, I'm not even bothering."
Yeah, and there was no pre-ordering tickets, and you're just standing there hoping you get a ticket, and you're hoping you get a good.
Did you guys ever? I'm sure Max did, but did you guys ever do that where you had to stand and wait?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of times.
And then you hope you can get seats together, and everybody's saving seats, and nobody wanted to sit next to each other. So it was like 3 people, an empty seat, 4 people.
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember what movies do you remember doing that for? Do you remember any?
I can remember. I can tell you all the movies I did for because it started with Star Wars. Star Wars was the first one. I remember doing it for Wrath of Khan.
Yes, I did for Wrath of Khan too.
I remember doing it for Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Raiders of the Lost Ark. There we go.
I remember doing it for Rocky 3.
Oh
God.
Yeah, and I remember doing it for. I'm trying to think of course, Empire and Return of the Jedi. You know, when they came out, like it was just crazy. Like it was almost every summer. The first weekend you would go to the movie theater.
Blockbuster movies,
it would be insane. The lobby would be just filled, and people going to see everything. I remember Superman, like waiting in line, because I was a kid, but my dad took us to see Superman, and we're just going down this snake line to get into the theater. You heard it in there like cattle, but the theater was huge. You know, you'd be all the way from the back to the front. It was crazy.
So what was the last movie where you remember that happening?
Before they had reserved tickets.
Well, not even reserved tickets, but like for when things were, because things changed in the.
Yeah, when they had reserved tickets, all those lines kind of went away, didn't they?
Well, they went away earlier because when the Metroplexes really opened up, there was enough screens. And
wait, hold on. I remember. Amanda wanted to see the Hannah Montana movie, and the line was at the fucking door.
Was it really? Oh, wow.
Yes, and we stood in line for. Oh God. I can't remember how long it's. And I'm like, why am I doing this? It was like me, 2 other dads, and just girls with their mothers. And I remember like the 3 dads are just sitting there, like you didn't have cell phone to play games on or shit. We're just like looking at each other every once in a while, like this fucking sucks. I think I couldn't even leave her because it was just me and her, and she was too small. I'm like, I can't even take a piss.
I remember Avatar.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember, I never saw Avatar in the theater because every weekend we went, that show was sold out like everywhere. And it's
I was gonna say that would have been Avatar would have been the last one I was standing with my 2 kids standing and waiting to get into Avatar, and we went in and we finally got in. We got in. We had to pay for the 3D version of it to get in. But the first one I remember standing in line, you'll like this, was Tommy.
Oh, no shit.
Tommy, I had to stand in line. I remember standing in line to go see Jesus Christ Superstar.
Jesus Christ.
The original one. And then back in the day, everyone stood in line to see Rocky Horror Picture Show. That was another one you were going to stand in line.
I never saw a midnight show of that in the theater.
Yeah, that's once that right now up the street from.
Oh man,
your voice is down again, Martin.
Sorry, how's that?
When
you sound like you're talking through like an old megaphone.
Yeah. But when Lou was talking about being able to rent the theater, you could actually bring. That was earlier when he was talking about that. I was thinking, yeah, I'm surprised nobody did that for a Rocky Horror Picture Show. Bring in the disc or whatever if you could, because I think that movie still has appeal.
Yeah. I remember seeing Rocky 4 in the theater. And people were on their feet, like it was a real, like this was really happening. Like they were like, yeah, like just pumping their fists and like cheering and jumping out of the seats and everything like that. It was insane. Like it was like,
Eddie Murphy did a funny bit on that, on the Rocky thing. I don't know. We won't go into it, but.
But you used to go back. You used to go to the movie, and the movie theater would be packed wall to wall. There's nothing like seeing a movie in a movie because they, especially like comedies, right? Because you watch something at home and you'll chuckle or you'll laugh or whatever, but you don't like just uproariously like you see some comedies and you couldn't hear the next few lines because people were laughing so hard at what just happened.
Right.
I kind of missed that,
That was Frankenstein. Remember, I saw that with my mom, and that was that. Yeah. The last 2 shows, the one I clearly remember being, and that's what's so interesting. You guys saying Avatar and whatnot. Do I sound any better, by the way?
No, you sound really far away. Something's going on.
Yeah, my signal keeps dropping on my phone, is what it says.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna reload, see how that works.
I can hear you, but you sound like robot voice.
Well, you talk with a mute on or something. I thought it was when it dropped the first time. I thought it was my computer until one of you other guys talked. But so anyway, Rich, while we're waiting,
that was just me and Max.
How you been, buddy?
Good. What's going on, dude?
Not too much.
I got that Batman for you. I'll pack it up sometime next week.
Yep, I was just thinking I got that. I'm gonna dig through and see. Because I think when I bought that Super Joe, I think I got some extra parts too. I'll throw those in.
Okay. Yeah, I got this, and it's an awesome figure. I love Alex Ross. The artist is awesome. I bought like when that set came out, I bought pretty much every figure in that set, and now he's the biggest piece because his cape actually opens up, and he's
oh wow.
So what the storyline is it's in the future. And superheroes have sort of like been passe, and there's evil guys and stuff like that. But Batman is so broken that he's in like an ectoskeleton, like almost like a robot because he's older and kind of like Batman Beyond Batman, that type of thing.
Right. Do you have that box handy? I want to just to see how big that is.
It's big, I'm telling you. Not big, but the box itself is.
Oh, okay.
Look at bigger than my head.
Wow.
That was the initial set on the back. You had Red Robin, Shazam, Batman, Kid Flash, Superman, Wonder Woman, Hawkman, and Green Lantern. So
how does that Hawkman look? Does it look pretty cool?
Yeah, see, he looks like the Egyptian god Osiris.
Nice. Yeah.
But I've got
got a
little tear there.
No, I don't care about that.
Okay.
What line is that again? Eternals?
This is Kingdom Come.
Kingdom Come. Okay.
It's DC Direct. This is Batman, and you can see how big
Yeah.
That's a good figure.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah. And his cape should open up, I think. The badass Alex Ross is the artist. He's pretty cool. I've got a Bizarro of his that I do have open, a Bizarro and a Sinestro. Hold on, I'll grab those.
What, did Martin fall off?
He was having trouble with his audio. He's restarting.
Okay.
And Tony May says he has the Aquaman.
RoboCop Batman Jaws 3D special effects masterpiece.
There you go.
Max,
I will tell you though, for 3D, that Avatar really was pretty impressive. I
give it that.
I got to tell you.
Max, I paid $53 for that on clearance. I was so excited.
I didn't even see what it was because you're on the small screen. You got
this, don't you?
You got Dr. Durant on there.
Oh, shit.
On the big one there.
Here, I'll move it just for a second while he's getting his shit.
Just so I can see what it is.
That one, you have that, don't you? That Imaginext, that fucking convertible one?
Oh no, I didn't buy that. I played with it in the store, but I didn't buy it.
They went on clearance for like $53 at Walmart. I'm like, box is good. Nobody's buying it. Fuck it, I'll take it. I took that home. I was so excited. I didn't even collect Imaginext, but Diana gave me. She works at Macy's, and they have like a thing where fucking somebody shipped this back from Amazon. They're like, here, throw it away. She's like, give it to my husband. He collects all that shit. I'm like, I don't collect.
That's Bizarro.
Fair enough.
I've always been a huge Bizarro fan, so I love Bizarro. Okay. But that's the Alex Ross Bizarro. He's a famous DC artist. He does more like the painted heroes.
Oh yeah, I know who Alex Ross is.
Oh, okay. And then this is his Sinestro.
Nice.
Yeah.
What is that? Green Lantern stuff? Sinestro?
Yeah, but this is the Alex Ross artist. And then I have some of the stuff I did. There's a lot of cool DC stuff that I'm like you, Max. I was a big DC fan too. This is this is Hal Jordan when he became the Spectre. I don't know. You probably didn't read the comics, but he died for a while and he wound up becoming the Spectre. This glows in the dark.
Okay.
So glows in the dark. That's cool.
This is the Green Lantern Spectre figure. And I've got the Phantom Stranger, Deadman's back there, the original Spectre's back there. I got Dr. Fate around here somewhere.
Nice.
I like all the mystical guys. But some of them I just got to get rid of. So if I got some stuff you're interested in, I'll let you know. Here's Dr. Fate. Right. I knew I had him.
He's cool.
Yeah. I love, and his mask comes off.
Oh, that's neat.
But if you look at DC Director, what these from like the early 2000s, like up until like the maybe 2010, DC Direct made so many. They made a ton of these like action figures, these like 8-inch. And they released almost every DC thing out there. I've got Sergeant Rock. I've got. I don't have Jonah Hex. That's the one I probably wish I should have gotten. Although I don't know if they did him. I think they only did Jonah Hex based off the movie, which is too bad because I love the character Jonah Hex.
There's Martin, I think. Oh, it's Birdo. Let's just say there's Martin.
Get out of here.
Holy shit.
Birdo.
Katsify, you gotta unmute your fucking microphone. Take it a
Hey,
meatball out of your mouth.
Turn on your camera. We want to see you there,
rolling
Mario.
the fucking cannolis.
Oh, speaking of cannolis, I gotta show you these. I gotta order in for some award-winning cannolis. I'll have them next Friday.
What's his name? Martin just sent a message, says he's out. His phone died.
Oh,
he's got to get. Does he not have a computer?
He has like 100 computers.
He's probably got 100. Yeah.
What the fuck is
he's got computers
that has a fan running. That's his computers. Like he has a million computers.
He's got a computers that would eat our computers.
What is Birdo talking to us on? The Outer Limits? It's like he's bitches. I ain't turning on anything. Okay, so now, so we will do a dramatic interpretation of what Birdo's saying.
Yeah, let's everybody take a line. Bitches, I ain't turning on anything. I'll type.
What's going on, Birdo?
Nobody can see this except for us. We'll have to copy and paste this in here. Let's do this. Hold on. We'll have to do the copy.
Birdo's like Stephen Hawkins.
He is. He's got a speaking spell to talk with.
Bing, bang, boom, boom.
Berto, bitches, I ain't to turn on anything. Bing, 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 boom, boom, boom. Fuck you. You can eat my shit. Eat my shit, you bastard.
Where's how about Danny Gates? He's on the chat here.
Oh, I'm not posting that, Berto, you dick. I'm not posting that. Don't even read that. Don't even read that.
And there's Berto.
There's Berto. That's exactly what Berto looks like. For those of you who've never seen Berto in person, he literally looks.
Can we superimpose that over on Berto's thing there? Yeah, there's Berto.
Hey. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. Can I throw a graphic for him? I can. Hold on a second.
Put a Mario graphic up there.
Something. Hold on. I can only change his name. Can I do that? Super Mario Berto. That's all I can do. Is
there he is.
That's me. Berto's. It's so funny. Berto's one of the nicest guys you'll ever. I mean, he's no bullshit, but he's very, very nice. Very good guy. He's been around forever doing this shit.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's a great guy to get stuff from because he packs that shit. However he shows you the picture of it, when you get it, it's going to look just like that.
It's just like that. He's very, very good.
Everything's packed up really good, and Berto likes to use tape too. And so if your mail person leaves it somewhere where it gets rained on, it ain't getting through the tape. You're good.
I was told there was free cannolis. There are free cannolis, but you have to turn on your microphone or your camera. Berto, you're talking to the mic like when you use the phone. You're talking to the mic. Smackity you up. Yeah, I remember seeing Berto for the first time, meeting him at West Virginia. That was the first Mego Man I went to in 2006, I think it was. Or 3, I forget. 2006, I think it was. And I met Berto there. He's literally either Super Mario or the Blue Meanie. I mean, literally.
I don't think either of those are flattering things to say. He's either the...
Well, his name on the museum was Wario. His name on the museum was Blue Meanie.
Blue Meanie.
That was his actual... Yeah, it's a name he used. And his Berto, does your brother Tommy collect anymore? He just kind of traveled around with you. Yeah, they're like Mario and Luigi. Wario. Yeah, definitely Wario. He is Wario for sure. And I don't know if there's anything that's passed through action figure history that Berto hasn't seen or touched or owned. At this point, he's like Samillo. He's just got everything.
Oh, I got some great stuff from Berto.
Berto hooked me up with it's like a set. It was Zorro with a horse. It's like a 7-inch Zorro, and the horse it talks. I'm sorry, it fucking makes like riding sounds and galloping sounds and all this shit. Tommy never really.
Well, you got Zorro riding Mr. Ed.
There you go. Oh, he said Tommy collected comic books, but Tommy was always with Berto. Like you couldn't separate the two. They were like fraternal twins, almost. Yeah, but they're very good people.
Was it Mario and Luigi then?
Mario and Luigi, yeah. Yeah. Galloping sounds. It neighed at galloping sounds, shit like that.
Yeah. Well, listen, I hate to run since Berto just got here, but
see what you did, Berto? You scared him away. I'm not posting another comment. Don't say comment, but
if you're not going to turn on your damn microphone and shit, then there's no reason for me to stick around.
Berto, you need 2 turntables and a microphone. Oh, Berto's good dude. He's good people. There's a lot of good people. A lot of good people in our group. We really do. A lot of old warriors too. Berto, Samillo, Martin. Jesus. Buck. Lots of fucking people from old school town.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm going to run. My tablet is saying I got like 7% charge. So I don't know what it is. I think this thing is probably getting old because it's like.
No, you've been on, Max. You've been on for 2 hours and 45 minutes. So it's
no, I mean it's plugged in, so it should be charging. But when I came on, it only had like 54%. So
you probably need a charger that has more voltage in it if you want to keep up.
Well, I'm using the original charger.
Oh, really?
That came. I think. Well, this tablet that I use is pretty old. That's so, and I think there's something jagged up in here because I'll come down here after.
His thing just died. His fucking thing just died in the middle of his fucking. I usually come down here, bloop, disappear. Maximus, we love you. But I think Max was also watching. He's, oh my God, Mitch fucking Castillo is watching. Holy Christ. Mitchimus Maximus. That's so funny. I can't believe Berto's not doing it. What are we showing, Rich? Hold on. We gotta get Berto to come on so he can show his shit. Rich, you're on mute, I think. I see the lips unless it's a bad kung fu film.
I bought this from Berto.
There you go. I can't see it. Hold on, I have to zoom in. My eyes are getting too fucking old for this shit.
It's a custom Mad Monster Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Oh, there you go. Who made it?
From Berto knows the guy's name. It's from Mego Meat 2010.
Oh, that was what's his face? Probably. There's Max.
It's the same guy that made the Sheriff of Nottingham.
The chat's got to reload again, motherfucker. Oh, that's Berto. Who used to make them before Scott Aronson? I forget. Berto knows. Berto knew he knows everybody, I should say.
But check this out. You probably know it, Lou, because you've seen.
I didn't go to those Mego Meets, Rich. I only went to one, and then the one in 2019. Jim Hampton. There you go. Jim Hampton did it.
So his hands glow in the dark, and here he is as he's Dr. Jekyll.
Right.
Or
no fucking way.
Oh, that's cool.
Hampton made that? Yeah, Jim Hampton's nice. Jim Hampton's in our group. He's a really nice guy.
That is cool.
He is a gentleman. He built, I forgot what he did. He did a custom for that Mego Meet I went to so they could auction it off. What did somebody pay for that? $400-something? I forgot what it was. Bert will probably remember. Maybe Martin will. But yeah, he did a lot of good stuff.
I like this idea of this case, too, that you could slide the backing card in and out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Some of the guys, it's really funny how some of the guys that make custom shit make it better than the stuff than the originals. Iron Man, Tony Stark, and I haven't seen that, Berto. The one we went to, Berto, he made like some kind of witch or something, and it glue in the dark. I don't remember. It glue in the dark? It glowed in the dark? If I remember correctly. But if he made an Iron Man, Tony Stark in the crate, oh my God, I would die to have something like that. I would die to have something like that.
I'm going to roll. This thing's down to 4 now, so it's going to blank me out.
Before Max.
So you guys have a good night. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, Maximus, be good. Stay out of trouble.
One step ahead of the sheriff is all I need.
Holy shit. Who is on here? There's 4 people. Who is on here? Don't these people sleep? Who are these people watching?
Zones, dude.
I guess. Who is watching? I see Mitch came in. I don't know if Mitch
see any comments on here at all.
Yeah, the fucking thing. Hold on. The thing fucked up. It's got to reload again. It fucked up. It's my fault. I don't want to reload the page. They'll eventually pop up here.
This thing is kick-ass, Berto. I love it.
What the fuck did just... What the hell is that noise? Sounds like somebody just kicked in my front door. I swear to God, I'm not kidding. Give me a second. Let me get the machete.
Well, I guess it's just me and a silent Berto and an empty room that Lou lives in.
That was fucking weird.
What was it?
Nothing. I don't know. Maybe somebody was upstairs and I don't know. Maybe Amanda dropped something out. Sometimes she puts like her whole 80-pound backpack on her bed when she pull a Pokemon. Must hit the floor because there's nothing up there. So trying to get some dollars for Terrificon. What the hell's Terrificon? What is
that? Is in Connecticut.
They got a con for everything.
Yep.
Jesus. MegoCon for conning you out of your cash.
This is con season, man. I got 2 I'm going to with my daughter. She wants to go to, there's an anime con, which ain't my thing, but I'll go to her with it. And then
it's fun to do that
fan expos coming up in Boston, and then I'm definitely going to that one in September with all those horror dudes.
How much is that? Did they charge a fortune for that?
I don't know. What are they, just $30, $40 to get in some now? I mean, it's crazy, but
could be worse. I'm trying to go see if I can get out to the one in Chicago, the toy show with Sanchez.
Oh yeah, that thing looks amazing. The one that Sanchez and Max go to all the time.
I'm trying to so I have my schedule's so fucking tight. I'm trying to see if I can do it. I gotta get a hotel and all that shit. So
problem is everything's so overpriced at the shows. It's hard to find deals.
That motherfucker, man, he negotiates. So that scout thing he got for me, that guy wanted 100 and something, and Sanchez got him down to 60. I don't know how the fuck he did. I said give him 85, and Sanchez he's like, oh, I got it for you for 60 or something.
Probably because the guy doesn't want to, shit like that. The guy doesn't want to carry up and drag back.
It's in a so Super Mario. What did he say? He says the problem is, it's in the Mohegan Sun. Oh, yeah. I worked with that place was built in the 90s? I think it was the Mohegan Sun. I think, and if I remember correctly, I think that's the casino that I worked with. The company that built it. The company was Morse Diesel. Was out there putting their technology in so they could work not remotely, but between offices. God, that was so long ago. That guy was such a dick that I worked for.
Where's David Gunn? I don't see him very often in our lives.
He's got a lot of shit going on, I guess. He pops in it's weird because even when he pops in the chat, we see him and then he kind of comes in a burst for a couple hours. You guys are always talking when I'm fucking at work. I'm like, I'm fucked. I gotta read all this shit. I'm like, I don't have time to read all this shit. Fuck's gonna read all this shit. It's too much. And join us. That's fucking funny, Rich. So I don't know. I know he does he's got a lot of stuff going on. I think he's showing movies outside at his house or something, if I remember. You know what I mean? Did you see that he did the outside theater or something?
Oh, that's insane. That stuff he set up, that was awesome.
Yeah. Berto says, when you get a chance, check out the list of comic book guys that are going to be there. Holy shit, bitches be talking.
Where is it? Terrificon? I know that, what's his name usually goes there. Let me see. Terrificon. All right, let's see who's going to be there, Berto. Home. Oh, Michael Bean is going to be there. Am I still on? I can't hear you, Lou. Did I lose you guys?
I accidentally hit the mute.
Oh, all right.
Said Berto's going to be there. I hear he's on the guest list. He's number 1.
All right, guest list. Chris Claremont, I've met him. Alan Davis, he's cool. Arthur Adams, he's cool. Don Rosa. Joe Jusko, I've met him before. He's cool. Dan Jurgens, I met him. Boy, all these guys are getting so old, man. Garth Ennis, wow. Phil Hester, he's cool. Ron Garney.
They have a much better guest list than Control-A-Con or whatever the fuck it's called.
These are all Dennis Cowan. Wow. A lot of actually these guys were. It's funny. A lot of these guys were popular in the '90s and early 2000s. Jim Ballant.
They make money. This is how they make money, right?
The problem is a lot of the guys from the '80s are gone. Jim Starlin.
Who's this chick, Christina V? Man, she's like a voice actor. She needs to be on film. Screw voice.
You're talking about. I was just looking at the comic book people. Let's see the.
Christina V.
Jonathan Frakes, Rebecca Romaine, Anthony Michael Hall.
He needs to be on camera, not doing voices.
Michael Bean.
Sean Flannery. Why don't they list him as what's it called? They don't list him as there they do, the Boondock Saints.
The Boondock Saints is his biggest movie.
Yeah. That was a good movie. I like that.
Christine V. Oh, she's my daughter likes her. She's going to be at
I don't know a ton of people, but I know a lot more on this than I do on the other one. That's for sure. Right now, I don't see any social media wonders, but I could be wrong.
Dude, you would be surprised because of the kid. Like my daughter, when we go to these things, she wants to meet all these voice actors because she watches all these shows.
I'm sure. I'm talking about people that go on social media and type everything about
these voice actors. Rake in the kids go and they go bananas seeing these people. Oh, I guess he's really Flannery's really pushing the young Indiana Jones.
Holy crap, dude. I can't believe how old some of these people are getting. Wow. I mean, it goes for me too, but some of these people definitely aged. I always love when they use their picture from like 40 years ago.
When you see them at the show and they're like 800 years old.
No social media barbecue chef is going to be here.
Jeffrey Combs. I'd like to meet him. I like him. He was the Reanimator.
Right. That girl's good looking. Christina V. She's better looking than what's her face. Rebecca Romaine Stamos.
Problem is, you used to go to these shows and the autographs might be like $10 to $20. Now they're up around friggin', depending on how popular the person is, it could be up around.
Did I ever tell you when I went to Chiller and fucking David Carradine was there? I told you that story. What he had?
Oh yeah, what was he charging for autographs?
Here's the best part. So they put a paper on the desk, but it wasn't even like it was typed on a computer. It was like handwritten with like a Sharpie. And it was printed, but it was like a picture of David, $25. Like you could buy a picture from him.
Right.
Picture of David with autograph, $35.
Right.
David signs your picture, $55.
Right.
You take a picture with David, $75. Dinner with David, and you pay for dinner, $150. I swear to God, that was on there. Like, fucking, you can take David Carradine out to eat, and he has to approve where you're gonna go. Hey, David, you want to get a burger? No. Yeah, and he was like,
probably wanted to go to like some major steakhouse or something.
Oh, he is, and he was a chain smoking hippie.
Yeah, the thing, he was a major alcoholic too. Like that poor guy. Like because I've heard stories about cons. I used to go to a con. They had it in Framingham, Mass, and they're like, yeah, he used to just come up to people and talk to them at the bar, and then he'd be like, yeah, another round, and then he'd leave and stiff them with the bill. Like, yeah.
How can you do that as a famous person?
That's what booze does to people, man. Like alcoholics and shit like that. They don't give a fuck,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, this girl that does the voice actress, she needs to be on TV. Holy Christ. You see her Instagram page. Yeah, she's no joke. Well, I guess, listen, that's how people get famous today. Instagram, all that crap. I mean, Amanda watches a guy, he has over like 600,000 kids that watch him open Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
And he's a very nice guy, and he does it with his wife. I mean, but I'm like, isn't he a little old for this shit? His big thing is he goes to Walmart, right? And he takes his camera and he goes under the shelves, like on the floor, like where you don't want to stick your hand. He's like, anything that's under there that's Pokemon, I will buy.
Wow.
And he just gets a cat and he starts pulling shit out. And he's bringing all these dusty ass fucking packs of Pokemon cards. It's crazy.
Are those things worth any money, man? Like my daughter has a.
Some of them are. Amanda's aren't. Amanda destroyed every one, but they have cards that people pay thousands of dollars for.
That makes no goddamn sense to me.
It's like anything else. I mean, it's even like people say the same shit about the toys we collect. I mean, I don't think so. I'm like, why would you pay for a fucking card? Baseball cards, people do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you like a particular player, but there are some cards that are so uber rare, you know. And Amanda watches these videos and she's like, Dad, I need to go to buy Pokemon cards. I need to get that card. I'm like, Amanda, it's like a 1 in a billion card. She usually gets it. And then I'm like, put it in your album so you can protect. Yeah, okay. Then I got it, Dad. And I mean, it's like terrible.
Yeah, my daughter was the same way with her Pokemon cards. I bought so many Pokemon cards. Like, she was crazy for them. And now they're just in a drawer. Like, it's like, I'm kind of sad. Like, I wish she's still like I got boxes of fucking Lego sets. I don't know what to do with them. I'm like, these are so goddamn expensive. I don't want to throw them out.
No, they're very expensive. I have the London Bridge set, Rich. It's fucking huge. I don't know what to do with it. How do you sell it? Somebody's got to come pick it up. It's gigantic.
Right, and how do you guarantee there'll be pieces there? I can't get, it's like I put them in bags and stuff like that, but it's like
it has all the pieces, but where are you going to put it? It's gigantic. I'm like, I have no place for this shit.
Because I've got to have every Disney. I got Anna and Elsa. I got Harry Potter. I got Little Mermaid. That was all the shit she wanted when she was a kid. She loved building that stuff.
Yep. Legos were good, man. Legos were the shit. My cousin, we used to have a moving box, like something you put like an old big TV in, a giant moving full of Legos. Dude, we used to build shit like 6-7 feet tall, like get standing up on the couch or a chair to like build giant, and then we'd get ping pong ball guns and try and shoot it down. Did you ever see those? It's like a plastic gun with ping pong balls. Wait, Berto says the worst experience I ever had at a con was with that Virgil idiot from WWF. I wanted to punch him in the face. He kept telling me to sign something. That guy Virgil, I didn't know who he was, but I remember him because my buddy and I went, and this guy, every time we walked by, he was like, "Hey Todd," which was my friend's name. He was like, "Hey Virgil, what's up?" Like, my friend went so many times, he pretty much knew all the people there. But this guy literally sat outside the hall, like where Paul Clark was in it. This guy was like outside the hall at a little tiny, it wasn't even a card table. It was like the shitty little IKEA table I have sitting there waiting for people. And I go, I kind of feel bad for him because he was really old. And I mean, I don't know. It was kind of sad, but yeah. Yeah, I know what Berto means. Like, he would try and get everybody to sign. Joe Jusko. I don't know what Joe Jusko is. You are some chatty bitches. He was like he was a dick. Berto, you're too fucking funny, man. Oh my god, too funny. Oh my god.
Well, it's about 2:00 here, so I think I'm gonna call it a night as well because I think
we gotta go crash out. I gotta get up at 7 a.m. and I have 5 hours to do that. Oh, Christ. Well, thanks for those people that hung until the end. I think it's 2 hours and 58 minutes and 10 seconds.
Get some rest. I need to save. I need that video for when I return that Indiana Jones figure to Target.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I can download it for you. I can't fucking believe that. That's crazy.
That's insane, isn't it?
That is. That doesn't even make sense to me. It's something could get into quality control like that. It's unreal. All right, everybody. Peace. Have a great evening.
Bye.